I figure you'll probably do the save. So if you want to sit, I don't know if you want to let Klee have the better chair.
Yeah, that definitely would let Klee have a better chair.
And then she's also gonna have to scoot in just a little bit.
Pull your chair a little closer to me.
How's that?
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
Move her microphone a little
touch
closer
knees,
to you
baby.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get it.
Oh. Oh, that's good. We should be streaming already.
No.
How do I look with this hat?
Everyone looks good in that hat, is the thing. We're still waiting on Klee Wiggins, but she is here. She's just downstairs. Angie went to go get her. And then we will start. We have people watching.
Hi, people.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. It's turned on now. I'm going to move that camera just a little bit.
Do you still have your perspective as the whole, you know how you were looking down, looking down on us?
No, we're side by side now. But I did enjoy that perspective a lot.
Well, that's a Colin Cowherd.
Where I got to look down like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
That was pretty great. Ooh, no one can see my eyes. I look mysterious.
You look mysterious.
I like it. People can see my bitch and wolf shirt. Someone said you look like the captain of the podcast, and I cannot stress to people enough that is an admiral hat that Ron Swallow was wearing.
Yes.
I have the captain hat. It's on top of the Iron Giant right now. Someone said, nice elbow, Adam. Thanks.
Hey, the elbow is one of the places where you can tell people age.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if the camera will pick up my my scar I got at a Portugal the Man concert. No, it's too bright in here. I don't know if it's going to be a scar forever, but I got really drunk and fell backstage at a Portugal the Man concert in Anaheim a couple months back. And there's still a mark.
Wow.
I didn't break anything, not even my phone,
well,
which I think we can all agree is the most important. That's always a concern.
Well, a backstage at a rock show is our generation's Vietnam. So I definitely get it. So Ron, thank you for giving me a ride over here.
You're welcome.
This is great.
Yeah, Ron Swallow's here. He's going to do our save, but he's not on the podcast, so don't you say a fucking word otherwise.
I won't.
This should be fun.
Hey, actually teasing them for next week. This is
yeah, I'm going to be on next week, so
That's right.
for next week's list cast.
We're doing best movie reboots or remakes next week.
Yeah.
We had a discussion about whether those are different things.
Yeah.
I came up with a theory on the fly
It was good.
that I think we're going to stick to.
Yeah, for sure.
We're keeping it.
Reboot or remake or remix.
Remix!
Ooh, yeah, I love that sound effect.
We do. We have those.
Fancy.
We're a fancy operation here.
looking over my list, thinking about it.
Yeah, I should pull mine up. I think I am going to swap one of those that I had picked out.
So what'd you do this week, Adam?
I'm
going to interview you.
I did a whole lot of work. I got ahead on edits because next week is a crazy week. We have Fastball at Chats happening.
Ooh.
I have our next live show at
when's
the
that?
Alex Theater in Glendale. That is September 20th.
Ah.
And we're still trying to figure out who the headliner is because Lori Kilmartin dropped out.
Did you ask Jackie? Did you ask Jackie Cation?
That's Jeff said, yeah, I should ask Jackie.
Yeah.
I might.
You should. She's great.
We're trying to get Ron Funches. That would be cool.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just trying to get ready for next week. I'm also on the Cracked show next week, and I'm going to see Jason Isbell in concert Sunday night.
Who's Jason Isbell? What kind of music is that?
He's like a alternative country type.
Oh, I probably don't like him.
Country rock.
Oh, maybe country rock. Sometimes I like some of that country rock.
Yeah, he's great. He's really great. So who should I kick off my list if I add...
Oh, did you have Toby Keith on your list?
Fuck Toby Keith.
Yeah. I agree. Because he's very handsome.
No, that's me being a pussy, taking that pick off the list.
Because you know that one's too hard.
Well,
I'll go to bat for that idiot.
I don't know, man. I think I might want to swap one of mine too, because like I think it's a little bit. I don't know. I think there's some overlap in one of the people. But at the same time, all these. Wow, this is a great topic that we're doing.
This was my bread and butter when I was writing it cracked.
Yeah.
I used to love defending celebrities that people hate.
Defending celebrities that hate. I'm Snapchatting, guys.
I went back and read a bunch of the articles that I wrote for Cracked before I did this. And going through them, I was like, oh, man, I don't agree with most of this anymore.
Isn't it crazy how you change your mind about things? Like,
Yeah, it's weird.
You're smarter.
Hey, growing as a person, nuts.
And
like it.
yeah, I've been doing this podcast for going on 4 years now. And that'll happen where I'll bring something up and people will be like, on episode 44, you said. And it's like, man,
Changed my
just
mind.
enjoy watching me grow, baby. That's all. Oh, I should have been recording audio, mostly because I'll forget if I don't otherwise. We just lost all of that.
All
All that
gold.
Magic.
all those hot takes. Gone. Forever. It is
Oh wow.
bright as fuck in here.
I'm getting you on the Snapchats on my story.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's gonna change your lives.
I'm gonna show my dick.
Oh, that's good.
Well, yeah, that's
I mean,
why
if
you.
you want, I don't care.
That's why you put all that glow in the dark paint on it, right?
I've seen some.
Yeah.
I've seen a dick or two.
Or two.
One time I saw my best friend's dick. It was real scary.
It's my best
Friend's dick.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
It's my best friend's dick.
I can switch it to
It used to be mine.
yeah.
That was fun. Thank
that
you
was
for
good.
joining
Well
us
done.
on Listcast, everybody. We're out of here. Good night.
Like, I wish I had Jesse's dick. All right, where should I tell her to go? Like the lobby? I don't know why she's acting brand new right now.
Where's she at?
She said, "Where do I meet?" And I'm just
At
like,
the,
she's-
just tell her. Yeah, just tell her to go to the lobby.
yeah.
She gets it. I said we could do this at 7 also, right?
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I fucking literally told her.
Also, that would have been even easier for us.
Yeah. We were
Yeah.
like beating it over here so that she could like arrive at 7, which I said, let's tell them that you do it at 7. That way, even if traffic is super fucked, Godzilla tail is laying across the 405, whatever.
'Cause that
you'll be able
happens.
to
It
you'll
does.
be able to get there. There's always some fuckery. I don't understand people who don't prepare for fuckery. I don't get it.
You should always
You got to
prepare
prep for fuckery.
You got to.
Fuck prep, I call it.
fuckery prep. That's correct.
Can you text Angie and say that she's in the lobby? Just go back to lobby.
Or if she's told her to go out in front of the lobby,
Lobby
outside.
in front of it. B. Angie Adams.
Hi, people out there. How are we doing? Let's read what's going on. Prep for fuckery. I love it. You were correct. Great pod, guys. You're right. It's how we do it over here. I'm just
But-
reading your comments.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, there's always going to be something that goes wrong. I don't understand anybody who isn't, cognizant of how often shit goes wrong. I even get mad at people like, I was going to tell you this, Adam. I fucking hate it when like I'm parking somewhere or like I've been driving around for like a fucking hour trying to find parking. There's no parking any fucking where. And I pull up to a spot and I just snake into that fucker real quick. I see somebody leaving and I just shoop and I get right in there and I just barely made it. I got it.
Yeah.
And some fuck inevitably rolls up right as I'm putting that bitch in the park and they go, "Hey man, you leaving?" Fuck you, man. How do you think you could be that lucky? You know what I'm saying?
I thought did
What?
someone just come in?
Did they?
I mean, I heard somebody come in. Angie?
Oh, dude, we're being attacked by ghosts now.
Yeah, that's creepy.
But you know what's funny? I just got that lucky.
We got a fuckery ghost, guys. When did you just get that lucky?
Should be done. Try to coordinate to get my chick up here. Jesus Christ, you're such a dick.
Sometimes it's complicated, you know?
Every time I walk near the door, it sounds like there's someone coming.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, I just texted Angie and said she should be in the
Adam said.
Yeah, Klee's in the lobby.
Adam said that every time he goes near the door, it sounds like someone's coming. So,
Fuckery
if you're gonna be gross, guys, you should be gross now.
This is good. This is like the old days. We used to, for a while there, like every time we did Listcast, at least one person was 20 to 25 minutes late.
Well, I mean, it is at 6:30.
I know,
downtown LA,
but
which is prime
you
time.
prepare for the fuckery.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I was in the Valley, I would leave at 4:30, and I'd probably get here at like 5:45, and then maybe I'd get some snacks somewhere, you know,
Yeah.
and then get up here.
Can't go wrong with a snack, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The admiral of the podcast. Admiral.
Admiral Swallow.
What do admirals
I'm
do?
just going to go downstairs. I'll be back.
Adam Todd Brown is going to fix everything. Angie and Klee can't find each other.
They're missing each other in the night.
So, and you guys
They're
know a
probably-
good joke? Oh, I can't see the thing now.
You're supposed to be funny.
Oh, by the way, you know, I might as well just take this moment to say you should be listening to.
Gotta do an admiral podcast. Jesus, this is the
even do
best
it.
forum. They'll be able to find it though. Ed Greer and Ron Swallow have a podcast together. It's better than what we're doing right now.
Yeah. It's called Nerd Goat.
But dude,
Greatest of all time.
Man, I'm happy to be on a
On like a network that has people that listen to it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Ed, how was your week? What did you do?
I'm mostly fretted about this gig that I had, and then I went and I did it, and I did pretty good.
Oh, you should talk about that gig.
Yeah.
He.
Oh, it was secret. It was a secret show.
Oh, secret.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
can't tell anybody about
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's because it could. Yeah, I don't know what you want to get. It was secret for a reason.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but it was still packed though.
He did a really cool secret gig
packed,
for a pretty big
packed
artist.
secret show. That's the best type of secret show. A packed ass secret show. Because everybody knows what they're
like
there
he
to
does.
get. No, well, you know, everybody's there to get what they're gonna get.
Girls with big titties were hugging him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
my
his
girl's
girlfriend
gonna,
was there, and he was like, "Thank you. Me and my girlfriend appreciate you giving me props."
Yeah. My girlfriend appreciates the chicks that like me. I think it makes me not just some fat bastard she settled for. it makes it seem like she might have been making some kind of cool decision.
Yeah, she made a good decision.
Like I don't know how they kept missing each other.
Yeah.
Because
Magic.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Adam went down. He did. You guys, Adam headed down because things were getting wacky, and then now Klee and Angie showed up, and everything is fine. And now we have to wait for Adam. Well, Klee has to take a huge shit. Like a giant. She's gonna take 20 minutes till this gets started. She's shitting and making noise and crying.
That's pretty normal though.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I mean, she just eats broken glass.
So makes sense.
What's your favorite actual?
Fuckery?
Yeah. Like now, what's the thing that makes you late the most? Like
Sleep.
if you're like you oversleep.
No, just underestimating traffic used to be the thing.
Right.
Now I leave stupid early. Sometimes Dragon Ball Z will make me late. Like if I'm watching Dragon Ball Z, I'll get distracted,
trapped in it.
and then I'm like, oh shit. I watched 7 episodes instead of going to a place.
Yeah. No, that's pretty.
Gambling would make me late places.
Yeah.
When I was
Most
playing
places
poker.
most places where you gamble, they don't have clocks.
Yeah. Making out with sweet ladies. Now I only make out with my one lady.
Well, yeah, that can make them late.
Yeah.
Ba-dum-dum.
Heyo.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, sorry for maturity.
Oh, no problem.
I said we should just tell them I was a son, but somebody didn't listen.
Well, it was like there was like 3 accidents coming here. Like,
That's
last
why
time
I
came-
said-
One of them was deciding to do this at 6:30.
Burn.
Because
Where's your
I said 7. We're beginning started right at
Last
7.
time I came from work too, and I got here at like 6 o'clock.
Well,
put
that's
these
no
on, too.
guarantee of safety. Anyway, so we're all here.
I
We're all
wasn't expecting
get
to be an
used
hour
to it.
late. So
We are here. All right. Are we ready to get started? Is everyone on camera okay? Yeah. Everyone
am
looks
I on
good.
camera?
Yep.
You have your list?
I'm just gonna look
Yes, I
directly
do.
into the camera.
I sent it. I don't know if you saw.
Ron Swallow's going to stare intently in the camera the entire time.
He's like,
Should be fun.
dude. He's like a Rorschach test. If you stare into his face and you think he's thinking weird thoughts, then maybe you're weird.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
aggressive thoughts, then maybe you're aggressive. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, be a Rorschach test.
All right, let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Listcast. Yay. How's everyone doing? Answer at once.
Good.
Yay. Thank you. Ed didn't answer. He's doing shitty. God damn it. We have guests, as always. Let's get right to it. Klee Wiggins,
Hello.
this is your first time doing Listcast. You were on a regular
I was
episode of
on-
Unpops
I was on Unpops.
about mashup songs.
Yes.
When we played the very finest Coldplay System of a Down mashup a person could ever hope to hear.
Huh. I agree that thing could actually exist. You know, like the best one of those, I know that can exist. I listen to a lot of mashups.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Ed Greer, you're also here. Power couple in the room.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we're so powerful. She's the one that makes all the money. That's how powerful we are. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like a Miracle Man and Big Barda. Any DC fans will know what that means.
I know what that means.
I do not know what that means.
You know, Miracle Man's this little dude. He hangs out with this
Deep
big,
cuts.
strong chick that beats up shit. And he's just like, he's an escape artist. So even his power is pussy. He's like, I can get out of stuff. It's like,
Nice.
oh, dude, that's weird. But they are a power couple too. So-
Yeah. And you're both comedians. Everyone who does this podcast mostly is comedians.
Yeah.
We're all funny here.
Mostly.
And Ron Swallow's also in the room to just kind of sit here quietly and
Yeah, I'm-
leer at the camera.
I may throw in a comment or two, but mostly I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and then make a decision at the end.
Yeah. Ron's going to do our save at the end. And Ron is also on Listcast next week.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
and he was.
And Ed will be here, by the way.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
That's
Be over in the
actually what I
corner.
meant when I said there's a power couple in the room. I meant Ed Greer and Ron Swallow.
Yeah.
So we're talking about celebrities who get too much hate today. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I've written a bunch of articles about it.
I read them all.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I read all 4 of them.
I
Well,
went
that was
back-
daunting. You picked a lot of people that I might have picked. You know?
Oh, I mean
Yeah.
that's why I sent them because I went back and read through those articles, and in a lot of cases I was like, oh, I don't agree with this anymore.
I think I picked my people, or none of them were on your list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I defended Nancy Grace in one of those. Nancy
Yeah,
Grace
but-
is a fucking monster.
But she's a like when you defended her, I was like, and then I saw the comments, and I was like, oh, the comments schooled you on that how terrible a person she is.
yeah, they got me. I would never
She's
know.
like, she
'cause I don't
drove a
read
woman
comments.
to suicide. She's an awful person.
She did do that.
Who did?
And that
Nancy
is
Grace.
bad.
Holy shit.
Nancy Grace. Yeah.
Drove
didn't
a
know
woman
that.
to suicide.
So did Lou Pearlman, but that's a whole other.
Yeah. Well, Lou Pearlman is roasting in hell quite nicely.
I
right
mean,
Yeah.
hearing Nancy Grace's voice could make me
Yeah, for sure.
want to shoot my fucking face off.
Yeah.
At least destroy my ears.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
the worst kind of grating Southern accent. Like, not the
Yeah.
charming one that makes you think of fried chicken and watermelons. She
Bang,
has-
bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang.
She has the kind that, like, just be like, this is why we can't let you secede.
Yeah, exactly. So just to go through the rules quick, we each brought 5 picks for a celebrity who gets more hate than they deserve. We're going to go around and list off our picks one at a time. We'll go around the room and just kind of explain why we think they belong on a top 5 list of celebrities who get more hate than they deserve. That will bring us to a list of 15. At that point, we'll each take turns cutting 2 from the list. You don't have to cut your own. You can cut someone else's. It's more fun that way. Tension is good. And that will take us down to a list of 9, at which point Ron Swallow is going to save one. That'll give us 10, and then we put up a poll. The audience votes on the top 5. And we have trophies now. Ooh. I don't know if I mentioned that, but someone sent us trophies, and I'm going to fondle the crotch on that one real quick.
It's like a little
don't forget the
tiny
butt, dude.
Oscar. Like you could
I wasn't forgetting the butt. Don't you worry. So, I mean, we've had those trophies for a few weeks, and I just keep winning, so we haven't been able to give any away, but maybe this is the week. Who knows? So, should we get started?
Let's get started.
Yeah, I guess so.
Who wants to go first?
I think Ed should go first.
I think Ed should go first. Who's your first pick, Ed?
Okay, my first pick, it's not in order of importance or anything.
No, just
one.
whatever order you want to present them in.
Yeah, first one I'm throwing out there is Ben Affleck. Because I feel like a lot of people associate shit with Ben Affleck that isn't his fault. Like, if he does some shitty movies, like that new movie that he did, that I guess it was like he was set in the like 20s or something. He had like a black girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, it comes at night or the Gangster by Night or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
It totally bombed. It was probably kind of expensive because it was a period piece.
Yeah.
It was totally indulgent crap. I can see if you don't like something like that, but people don't like him because, like, I guess he cheated on Jennifer Garner with like a fucking nanny or something. I'm just like, this is Hollywood people.
Not all
This is-
actors cheat
yeah.
on their actress wives.
So that's my first pick. If I'm going to be brief about it, that's my first pick. Is like, come on, dude. People hate him. He's an auteur and a bankable studio star actor.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be that quick about it, but we're not under like, I mean, now that we've started, it's not like, we have to finish by, like, it's more a matter that we start. Like, go as long as we want.
I'll say that Batfleck is the best Batman.
Really?
Yeah, I will.
I mean, even
Michael
though the movie
Keaton,
sucked, he was a great Batman.
I mean, I still have a special place in my heart for the Michael Keaton one. But,
That is a good one.
But Ben Affleck, as far as of the modern era,
Right.
post Keaton, so he's the best, like, post Keaton Batman.
Well, he's the best combination of suave dude and fuck you up looking guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He looks like he could fuck you up. He doesn't look like he could ever be as fast as Batman is. But if Batman was that big and that fast, he'd be a bad motherfucker. You know, so he gets it over.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, and he was great in Good Will Hunting. He wasn't as good as an actor back then, but he did a good performance because that was their baby for like 10 years.
Yeah. I'm always, I feel
I like the way his ass looked in those Adidas tracksuits in Good Will Hunting.
For sure. There was that.
Fair enough.
I'm always, whenever Ben Affleck shows up in a movie, I'm always like, this is fine. Like,
He doesn't piss me off the way like some other actors can. Like, when you watch the movie, you're like, why is he here?
Right, and he's done that requisite amount of bullshit that sucks. Like he was in Armageddon, and I don't think he was one of the better parts of Armageddon.
Armageddon's a great movie.
I know, but people really hate him for that little animal cracker scene. You know, where he's playing animal crackers on Homegirl's belly and stuff. It's like, if you ain't had no animal cracker on the belly type shit with a chick, then have fun in your mom's basement, bitch. You know?
Just because you never found love, cute love.
You know what I mean? So like that's kind of my thing. It's just like people hating on Ben Affleck. It's just like most of it just seems like abject jealousy, and the other parts are just the natural mistakes you're gonna make when you make a lot of projects and you do a lot of things.
I think he also suffers somewhat by comparison to his buddy, Mr. Damon, because I think Matt Damon is a much more well-liked, even though he's problematic as well. But he's
Move
more
your
well-liked.
microphone down just a little bit.
Just out?
No, just down. Like
down.
Yeah,
Oh.
there you go. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, into it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I think he suffers by comparison to Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Sometimes because they came out together, they're such good friends and all that. and whatnot. So
Yeah.
people are just like, we would rather have
Well,
Matt.
and
though."
people think of Matt Damon as a real actor,
Yeah.
and they think of Ben Affleck as a dude who became a movie star because he got lucky to be coming in with a real actor,
Right.
which is
And I
like,
think people forgive Matt Damon's like bad movie choices sometimes, much more than they do bad. Like everybody still gives Ben Affleck shit for Geely. Meanwhile, Matt Damon played a Siamese twin with Greg Kinnear or some shit. With the
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Forgot
stuck
about
on you.
that.
Yeah.
Farrelly brothers.
Yeah.
A lesser Farrelly. It's
and
a
you're just
lesser
like,
Farrelly.
Yeah, for
or like
sure.
we bought a zoo. Like
And he went to
we're
save.
forgiving him for this.
He went and
But-
saved the Asians from.
Yeah, the
from
Great
the
Wall.
Wiggins.
Great Wall.
Wall. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like one of the more recent ones where people are just like, come on, man. First you tell a black woman about herself, and then now you're saving all the Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Damon is feeling, but Matt Damon started feeling himself on that video where he told that the lady said something about how teachers suck, and he was like, "Nah, fuck you. Let me break down these 4 facts, these celebrity ass facts that I've
Well, his parents
memorized
are
like
teachers.
lines." But that's what I'm saying. These 4 celebrity facts that I've memorized like lines that I can deliver, and I'm gonna destroy this reporter and go viral. And he started feeling himself, and then he went. But anyway, Ben Affleck
so what
doesn't
you're
do
saying-
anything like that.
Yeah. Ben
He's just-
Affleck.
He's just regular. He's just a regular. He's
And he
cool.
he
It's a good
keeps his
pick.
like politics quiet,
And
which I
Argo.
appreciate.
Fuck you, Argo.
Argo's
Argue
great.
with Argo.
He's really funny in Extract. I think that is one of
haven't seen
the
that one.
most low key, like
just-
surprising comedic performances.
just-
If you've never seen that,
I
Ben
just
Affleck's
watched The
amazing in
Accountant.
that. Yeah, the accountant.
And
I thought the
he
accountant
was
was
great.
great. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I watched The Accountant on my mom's TV, which is one of those old tube ones that is going out, and it was still an enjoyable movie. So like,
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is cool.
That's
so
a good
what's
pick.
what's yours?
What's your first pick? Klee?
My first pick is Guy Fieri.
Wow, I like that.
Guns blazing.
Guns
Coming out.
yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
I don't know anything about him. Why do people not like him?
People don't like him because he looks like a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
That much I know.
He's 47 or 8 years old. He's got blonde tips.
He looks like Smash Mouth's manager.
Yeah, that's a perfect description.
Yeah, perfect.
That's a perfect
Damn.
description. Yeah.
What the shit?
Yeah, like, and I mean, like, even when you watch like his actual cooking show, he like sometimes if he's mixing like a meatloaf or whatever, he'll go, I have to de-bling, and then he takes off all of these ridiculous rings, none of which are his wedding ring, even though he's been married for like 25 years. But he's actually like supposedly like the nicest person.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And people like give him shit for diners, drive-ins, and dives, but because they're like, well, he's promoting gluttony, and that's not exactly like if you watch like, I mean that show is always on, so just Tickany Friday and
Also,
then
Right.
you
turn
don't
on the
have to
Food Network.
promote gluttony in America.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
That shit
what
sells
he's
itself.
what he's really promoting is mom and pop restaurants, because he goes to restaurants that are usually owned by a single owner. They only usually own that one restaurant. Maybe they might have a second or third restaurant, but most of the people that are on that show only have that one restaurant, and it's been their dream. And Diners, Drivers, and Dives, as soon as your episode airs, like it's like the Oprah bump. It like their business will double and triple within days of an episode of Diners and Drivers, and then every time your episode reruns, like the owners they're fucking, my sales go up 50%, my sales go up 100%. There's one guy,
Wow.
his sales went up 1,000% in
Jeez.
one day because
Wow.
of Diners, Drivers, and Dives.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I've never heard anyone take that angle with Guy Fieri. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's out there
He's not
saying,
an
eat at
asshole."
Applebee's. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
No, he's not promoting. I mean,
And
when
he has restaurants that he does have shows where he'll take you to his restaurant.
Yeah.
But they're like few and far between, like
Yeah.
1 in a billion.
Yeah.
He's done it
Yeah.
like twice.
Yeah.
He goes to places and really helps these people. And she didn't fuck around and got me hooked on this bullshit. This is like, hey, man, chicken, well, you gotta twice bread it and then blah, 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 blah.
and every time we were watching Diners, Drivers, and Dives, I'd go, I eat that. I eat that right now. And like he's like, you could tell in his mind, he's like, I'm eating that soft shell crab sandwich right now.
Yep.
yeah, I feel like he definitely gets.
Like, and he goes to small places and he gives people's backstories and stuff. There's like businesses that were like destroyed by Hurricane Sandy, and like there's like a couple businesses that like had fires or were destroyed by Hurricane Sandy or other hurricanes, and he went and like helped them rebuild. Like he'll give them
Yeah.
money, and and then
if-
he has those people on his other show, Guys Grocery Games, to be contestants and just win $20,000 for no reason.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good pick. I did a video about Guy Fieri once, and it was, we were just doing like a reaction thing to this article that was written about him. But at one point, this article mentioned that at one point some reviewer gave his Times Square restaurant 0 stars.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like.
And it made me really mad because it's like 0 stars should be. He gave me an address, and I showed up, and there was no building there. But if you show up and at least get food, like if you show up and you're not like, why am I courtside at a Knicks game? What is this place I'm at? You at least get 1 star for the effort.
Yeah.
Like, I refuse to believe Guy Fieri's food is that bad that it would warrant 0
I've eaten
stars.
It was
at
probably
one of his
literally
restaurants.
somebody who hated what he looks like.
Yeah. It's literally based on what he looks like and sort of his like super bro personality. Like, because he's just like, he's real, and he has like a lot of catchphrases. Flavor Town.
Flavor Town.
Flavor Town being his number one. He's like, I'm on the train to Flavor Town, and the hunch. When he eats a really big sandwich, he does the hunch, and it's ridiculous.
I'm not gonna lie, I would at least vacation in Flavor Town.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
check
like,
it
I've
out.
been to Johnny Garlic's, which is his first restaurant that's in Santa Rosa, because it's not far from San Francisco where I'm from, and it's a good like it's a great family restaurant. That's what it's
Yeah.
like. I mean, you can get 7-layer onion dip like that's made into a
Just 7
pita.
different
It's-
onions.
No, it's just
I hate
it's
onions
like-
so much. That's
Me
like
too. I know,
7
that's
things
like-
I despise.
Onions are Ron's kryptonite, but it's pretty good. Like it's
Along
this
with
weird
beets.
thing. He
Fuck
like,
Yeah.
beets.
I'm not a fan of beets. It tastes like dirt.
Guy Fieri, that's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I still say it Fieri because
That's the other thing people don't like. They're like, your name is Guy Fieri, and that's actually like it's that not true. Like he was raised as Guy Fieri, but his family name actually is Fieri, and they changed it at fucking Ellis Island. So he went back to his original name,
Right.
and like people give him shit about it. And it's like, nah, Fieri actually is my fucking
and
name.
it's Fieri.
Yeah,
Fieri,
Fieri,
because
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Italian. Like
Yeah.
he went back to found his,
Fieri.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
people resent the pretentiousness to call yourself Guy Fieri while you talk about Flavor Town and you drive your muscle car down to the gravy boat.
And your
You
name
know
is
what I mean?
Guy.
That part is a little jarring
Yeah.
for people.
That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for my first pick, I'm gonna go. It's baseball season. People have heard me make this argument before. I think I'm gonna go Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Because here's the thing. I get that Barry Bonds was taking a lot of performance-enhancing drugs when he broke that home run record. But do you know who else was taking performance-enhancing drugs when they
Mark
broke their
McGwire.
baseball records? Everybody who has ever broken a baseball
And
record.
also, not to mention that everybody who was
Except for the
pitching
first
to
guy.
him was also probably on drugs.
Right. And the thing is, amphetamines were such a huge part of baseball for like 70 years because baseball's schedule is so rigorous where you might play a night game and then play a game at noon the next day.
Yeah.
And baseball is such a hand-eye coordination kind of thing where you have to be really alert. You have to be really alert to hit a major league pitch.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they just kept amphetamines in locker rooms in baseball like it was ice or, Gatorade or some shit for decades. And if you go back and look when they stopped allowing amphetamines in baseball, up to that point, a perfect game in baseball, which is no runs, no hits, no errors, like it's exactly as it sounds. The pitcher just gets everyone out right in a row. Those used to be super rare. They happened like once every 5 to 10 years, maybe. There were 4 the year baseball stopped allowing amphetamines.
Whoa.
And that's because so many players lost that edge that they'd had for all those years where they could stay out and party after a day game and still come play a day game the next day, or they could play a night game and then come play a day game. And for baseball to blame just steroids as their only drug scandal and ignore amphetamines for decades and decades and decades.
Daryl Strawberry's massive cocaine problem.
Yeah, cocaine too, because cocaine in a sport
Yeah.
like baseball is absolutely a performance enhancer. And every era of baseball has had. I read a really fascinating Bleacher Report article where they did this thing where they took all the home run leaders of all time by season and then started eliminating people who benefited from various either juiced baseballs, which are a thing that happens when baseball starts getting boring. They'll juice the ball so you can hit it further and there's more home runs. So players who didn't benefit from that weren't playing in a performance-enhancing drug era. And what they got down to was the actual single-season home run leader, if that's your criteria, would be Dave Kingman when he hit 37 home runs in like 1979. Like, if you take all of the cheats and all of the benefits players have gotten over the years, that's your home run leader. So I don't buy that Barry Bonds is this one. Like, I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame. There's nothing about Barry Bonds. I mean, there's a couple, like, they acknowledge that he exists. But the Hank Aaron exhibit is still like Hank Aaron is the home run leader.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to put that up for Barry Bonds. Like, like even like and also with all those players taking steroids, he's still the one that hit the most home runs.
Yeah.
Like,
so if everybody's taking steroids.
Well, like Lance Armstrong talked a lot about in his book which just recently came out about how he was not the only guy doping. He was the guy who got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. And several other people got caught too. Like that's kind of the same argument. People
He's
are
just
like
the most famous cyclist. Name one other cyclist besides Lance Armstrong.
I literally cannot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if that's the same thing, if you strip away all the Tour de France runners up behind Lance Armstrong who had doping scandals of their own, like the person who came in 18th would have won or something.
Well,
like
My
that.
mom still refuses to believe that Barry Bonds ever did steroids, and I was like, his head grew 3 sizes.
grew
She's
dramatically.
she's like, that's from aging. I'm like, when you age, your head actually gets smaller.
He had bone protrusions.
She's like, that's from aging. I'm like, your head gets smaller as you
He
age,
grew
mommy.
horns.
Yeah.
Well,
She
no,
refuses to believe it. It's so fucking
Well,
funny.
with Barry Bonds, my thing about Barry Bonds is Barry Bonds was battling in his era. He's battling what? Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, who are
Right.
both juicing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it's like if you know what I'm saying, like I don't see why you'd penalize somebody for juicing in an era where everybody was juicing. And I also don't understand why we can't have a juicing era Hall of Fame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A juicing era Hall of Fame, a gambling motherfuckers Hall of Fame. Like, I bet you that those Hall of Fames would be fun
For sure.
At least they'd be funner to go to than this regular bullshit
Yeah.
Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
They
Let's
could
go
show
look at
how
Pete
people
Rose.
lost entire like.
Did they finally let Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame?
No,
Nope.
which is
No?
fucked up.
They never
Like,
will.
Fucked up.
They never will, but he should be in. And also, like, Daniel Tosh did a bit about it, but it's a really fucking great point that also players like Babe Ruth, they didn't have to play against black people.
Yeah.
That's a huge fucking. That's
I know, because like the second they let one black guy in, it was like the whole game changed.
yeah. It's like, oh shit, you can play baseball fast too. Weird.
It doesn't have to be slow.
All the white guys were like, "Shit, now we got to work hard."
Well, that's what I was
Run?
thinking. That and I wish there were better stats from the Negro Leagues, because I don't know that the home run leader would necessarily have to be that dude you said from 1979 if
Yeah.
they counted everybody's stats from playing baseball
Right.
the way it's supposed to be played.
Well,
or
yeah,
whatever.
Josh Gibson of the Negro League hit something like 850 career home runs. Like if we're disregarding like
Yeah.
leagues and just taking professional baseball into account, he's your home run leader. And
Yeah, but I also, one thing I do got to say though, there is this thing of like, I hate that like white people ball is the best ball because
Yeah,
they just decide
yeah.
that it's the best ball.
Right.
I hate that, but at the same time, I hate these people who talk about, man, I know this dude down my street. He could have been in the NBA. Probably fucking not.
Yeah.
Because even in the NBA, your playbook is this thick.
Yep.
Even in the NBA is a fluid sport with 5 people, not 11. And it's still, your playbook is this thick. Baseball, you still have to be smart. You still have to have endurance. You
Right.
have to go. So it's like all these sports where you think you know some guy that could do it. You probably don't.
yeah. So Barry Bonds, that's my first pick. Ed, who do you got next?
Okay. This one seems controversial because some people think everybody loved this person, but Barack Obama.
I love when you sent your picks and you put in parentheses like you were like trying to convince me that people actually hated Obama. It's like, I know. I follow the world.
You mean the lizard king from Kenya?
Great point, Ed. Ron, why did I just call you Ed?
We're the same now because
yeah.
we do a podcast.
Well, dude, I mean, but that's a big one for me because I really felt like, but even if we just count, let's say we discount abject racists, let's say we discount abject racist. He still gets too much hate because he gets hate from these ultra lefties who are just like, well, he was bombing a bunch of Palestinian hospitals. Bitch, that's what the president does.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. This country is a goddamn war machine. And they took a Mercedes emblem off of it and put a Cadillac emblem off of it for 8 years. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
So stop your bullshit. It's saying that he's some kind of monster because shit happened on his watch. Oh, he's going to be the drone Negro. History's
Yeah.
going to make him the drone Negro. Drones just came around when he was around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't act like
You
he...
think George Bush wouldn't have used drones?
Dude, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
They-
George Bush
definitely.
would have loved to use a few
Dude,
fucking
dude,
drones.
there's going to be some...
George Bush would have wanted to play with the drones. And give me that controller.
Give me it.
Give me that controller. I want to play.
It's like, oh shit, I crashed into some towers. Wait a minute. But yeah, I feel like he gets so much hate from like certain super lefties, and he also gets hate from people who are like, there are certain black people who think for some reason that his presidency, it's objection of how black he was in certain instances. They didn't like that. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you people?
Yeah, that's
like, Who the
weird.
fuck are you people? It's almost
People
like
who didn't see Key and Peele's angry.
right,
Obama
and even stuff like the fucking. There are people who aren't they don't call themselves racist who talked about his fucking wife. Like, oh, you're hating on his wife because she's her arms.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then he did the latte salute. Remember the latte salute? There was a lot of
Oh, yeah.
military people who claimed that they're not racist. Let's not call them racist. Let's just say they were mad about his salute technique, and then they showed pictures of presidents back to the caveman.
Right.
The caveman president saluted with a latte in his hand. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Everybody's done something like that. And so I just feel like there's a lot of things that people hate about him, and they say that I especially hate, and maybe we can talk about the racists a little bit, when they say that Obama brought race into public consciousness in a way that was detrimental.
That's insane.
That's so insane, and I see it literally every day.
It's also
Yeah.
a timing thing as well, just like you talked about. Facebook, it started to get huge
During his presidency.
during his presidency.
Well, Facebook, cameras of dudes getting shot in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit was always happening.
Right.
But nobody knew.
But see, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. People argue that his blackness and his presence in the presidency was some sort of lightning rod that our country didn't need at that time. So they just spin all this bullshit to say all this garbage and say that it's his fault that we have this present divide. And I will say it is his fault. The fact that he was better than mediocre. I'm not quite liberal enough to say that he was a great president.
Right.
But he was better than mediocre. And people have called him the worst president on that other side. They called him the worst president from
That's
the get-go.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And that's got to be racist on
like,
some
yeah.
level. I'm sorry.
We thought we had the worst president in, like, depending on your point of view, in like Nixon or
Right.
Bush.
or Jimmy Carter or somebody like that. Like if you're a Republican, it was Jimmy Carter. If you're a Democrat, it was Nixon.
Yeah.
And then we had Bush, who was just sort of a doofus. And we're like, maybe we thought, and then now it's like, no, now we legitimately have the worst president.
Yeah. Now we have reason to worry.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
we have like everybody should be worried. The people who aren't worried, you're just like,
But again, the fact
But it's like
that people
say
are
Obama,
blaming
like,
him,
yeah.
people blame him
Obama
for
is
Trump.
like he's-
People blame him for Trump. Democrats even have blamed some things that Obama has done and how he shook the roost for why
And-
people
I
responded
mean,
with Trump.
that's not necessarily unfair, but it's not his fault. Trump is very much a response to Obama. He
Right.
definitely was elected as Russia notwithstanding, as a response. The fact that he was even a viable candidate is a direct response
Right.
to people who were just so pissed off that Obama was president.
And that's how leaders like him always take power. There's almost always a series of years before that where there's this period of liberalism in that country.
It's like we got Bush right after Bill Clinton. We got Reagan right after Ford, I think, right?
Ford and Carter.
the
Yeah.
Yeah,
same
Ford and Carter,
party
and
hasn't
like-
won 3 times in a row, like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Never happened.
And so, and it's very rare that they go back to back. But, so we get these presidents. So we had 8 years of Bill Clinton playing the saxophone and fondling interns and doing a decent job as a Democratic president. But he gave us a lot of bullshit too.
Right.
NAFTA.
A lot of people hate NAFTA.
NAFTA. Yeah. NAFTA wasn't great.
Well, NAFTA is a great idea.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
It's in
work
theory,
because
but
other
it's-
countries are scumbags.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's a good. Well, the thing about Obama, like any president, there has done or did things that you can be angry at them about. What bothers me about Obama is the thing that I think bothers me the most about him that people never bring up is he never rescinded any of those like Guantanamo Bay. He
Yeah.
campaigned on I'm going to close Guantanamo.
I think
That
he got in there and
never
it was
happened.
way harder than like, oh.
Well,
they're
yeah.
not
I mean, that's
like-
how it always,
It's
kinda
always like, I
works.
mean, they give you the fucking secret codes. They tell you where the bodies are buried, and then you're like, oh, I've got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he did kind of come into office and see the surveillance apparatus Bush had
Yeah.
set up and was like, this is cool. See what a lot of people are doing.
And it's also like, what, like if he's gonna close.
I know every terrorist.
Yeah. And it's also like, you close Guantanamo, and then what do you do with all of those people? Because, yeah, not everybody who's in Guantanamo should be there, but the ones that should be there,
Right.
nobody wants them.
Yeah.
No other place can take them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
you
a-
just killed him.
Well, like I said, on that level, all I'm
it's
saying
a bay.
yeah, on that level, all I'm saying is every single thing that anybody ever has to say about Obama, they're all president problems, right? It's like rich people problems. Like, my boat's got barnacles on it and shit. I got to hire a diver to go scrape them off. That's rich people problems. He's got presidential problems, which are different than that. They're problems that come along with you having that much power. You're always going to fail a bunch of your constituency. You're always going to
Yeah.
fail a bunch of your problems because the presidency is just too big. And to me, hating on him because of something it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's hating on Bruce Banner for turning green when he turns into the Hulk. It's ridiculous.
That's a good pick. Klee, what's your next pick?
All right, so my next pick is going to be Shia LaBeouf.
Wow. Swinging for the fences.
Hard in the pain.
Yeah, that is hard to defend.
It's not really that hard to defend because the only caveat I have to go with Shia LaBeouf is he's a fucking weirdo. That's it. He grew up with like hippie parents who took a bunch of acid. So of course he's gonna who I'm sure exposed him I think they exposed him to drugs at a young age.
Right.
I think he's actually even talked about like his dad doing acid in front of him when he was like 8 or 9 years old. He was in the Hollywood Disney machine, which always turns out weirdos.
Holes. Holes
Yeah,
is a
and
good movie.
Even Stevens and all that. Like,
I did extra work in Even Stevens.
did you really?
Yeah, they had me play a 14-year-old.
Oh, this is back when you still were super extra baby.
Yeah, and they had me walk a
How old were
real
you?
12-year-old to her, or tried to have me walk a real 12-year-old to her locker because they didn't know how old I was. And,
How
Oh,
old were you
nice.
at
and
the
they're like,
time?
"Oh, can you walk this girl to her locker?" And I was like, "I am 24," and they're like, "Please don't touch this girl."
Nice.
Ian Ziering over here.
I do like Shia LaBeouf as an actor. Like,
He's a
I
good
really
actor.
appreciate him as an actor.
And he's just a fucking creepy weirdo.
I
And
saw
there's
his
nothing
dick in
wrong.
Info.
Yeah.
Well. I
Those
feel
are-
like if
those are good
Shia LaBeouf
movies.
were in this room and you were like, Shia, let me see your dick, he'd be like, all right.
That's true.
He'd
He's like Bobby
freestyle
Lee.
about it.
Yeah.
Great.
He's like Bobby Lee with that shit. Bobby Lee will show you his dick at the drop of a hat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
Yep.
next time I see Bobby Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Bobby Lee's dick
Show me that
probably
dick.
as often as I've seen Ed's dick.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta lift up my belly. But dude,
So does Bobby Lee.
I really, you're a dick. You're gonna get fired from Hollywood. But you know what? I feel like Shia LaBeouf. I love you, babe, but like I feel like he earned a lot of that shit, dude. I will. Only way I can defend Shia LaBeouf as a choice is that he's also like straight up. You said drugs. He's also straight up alcoholic.
Yeah.
And alcoholism
For sure.
fucks your brain up hardcore. I don't give a fuck. Nobody says about psychedelics or any of that bullshit. Alcohol, real hardcore daily alcohol abuse fucks your brain up hardcore. Because he got fucked. The last time he got arrested, he was drunk off his ass. He went up to a black cop. He went up to a white cop and asked him for a fucking a light. And then his black partner showed up and said, "This dude is intoxicated. We should probably just not give him a light. We should probably put him in jail and just let him sleep it off." And that's how he got arrested. And then he's sitting in the cop car with a white cop and a black cop, and they're recording him. And he's saying like, "You arrest one of your own kind, man." And he just
Yeah.
starts saying all this crazy shit. And that's alcoholism, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that your alcoholism doesn't bring out your racism if it's there.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
say-
was
I'm
my
not saying
argument
that.
when that happened. I was like, Is he maybe just racist and now the
He
crime
yelled-
here is he got too drunk to hide it?
He yelled at those Nazis, but is he Jewish?
He's Jewish.
So maybe there's that.
Like, I think, but I'm of the school of let weird people be weird as long as they're mostly harmless. And he's fucking relatively harmless as far as his weirdness goes. He's not out here like, he's not, I mean, he's just sort of a little bit of a self-destructive person, but he's not out here like attacking people like Naomi Campbell or some shit or, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more indefensible ways to be a fucking weirdo. And he's like, he let people come in and touch him, and then he kind of claimed that this one girl raped him and whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
But like he let people go in and like just do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Well, there's people who are annoying.
Yeah,
and
and
then
he's
there's
annoying.
people who need your hate.
Yeah.
You know? And I think Trump went from being an annoyance to somebody worthy of your hate, frankly, somewhere around 1981. But people didn't recognize it until recently. Because he used to be, I remember rappers being like, yeah, guess who's the black Trump? Trump this, Trump that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be like Trump. Trump. Rappers used to talk about being like Trump. Anybody who talked about being like Trump. It used to be just a goofy little thing.
Yeah.
But he's been a shitbird forever.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway.
he was always,
But yeah, he's worse than Charlotte Buff. I'm sorry to make that facile comparison.
I think you're good on that.
there is nobody that's worse than Trump at the moment.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf. That's a good pick.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer's close to as bad.
What?
Spencer?
Richard Spencer, am I saying it right?
Oh, yeah, Richard Spencer.
He's pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not our
you could
president,
say-
though.
You could say, yeah.
Right?
I mean, you could say Steve Bannon, like, they're all fucking
Yeah.
Who was our president until recently?
Yeah.
Tommy Lauren,
Who you got, Adam?
All those Nazis.
For my next pick, this was a last-second replacement. I'm going to go with Stephen King, which I know that's a weird pick with it being in theaters and everyone
mostly liking it.
falling all over themselves over it. But no, I know motherfuckers hate Stephen King. Ron Swallow hates
Really?
Stephen King.
I hate Stephen King more
But
than I
here's
hate
the-
almost any author.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about the example you brought up, which is the expanded version of The Stand.
Yeah.
What's one thing you already know about Stephen King is his books are a little verbose. And with that, you went in and read the expanded version of The Stand. That's
Somebody
your
told me I should.
That's your fault, but also you read it. Like
Yeah.
I read 400 pages and then I quit.
yeah,
I read
well,
the expanded version. I prefer the expanded
I read
version.
the expanded version.
I
also,
prefer
yeah.
it over the abridged version.
Yeah, really?
And
Yeah.
the thing about
I'm a sucker for a backstory though.
the thing about Stephen King, is he's a home run hitter, and home run hitters strike out a lot. Like
Yeah.
have a
Reggie
great point
Jackson, I believe holds the major league record for strikeouts,
Right.
and he's also like 5th on the major league home run list.
Yep.
And with Stephen King, man, he hits the ball a lot. And sometimes it's going to go foul and it's not going to be great. But when it's great, it's fucking great. And it happens a lot. Like Stephen King has so many books, it's kind of the law of averages where there's a lot of shit in there. But if you just strip down his really great books, if that was just his body of work, Stephen King would be considered one of the greatest writers ever. He's just put out so much that people can criticize.
Yeah.
Right.
And
He's not Harper Lee, for God's sake.
Yeah, definitely not. He's
Two
so,
books in 80 years. That's my record.
Yeah, he's so prolific, and it's because he loves writing. Like he
Yeah.
loves telling a
Like
story.
he's
He
one time
doesn't
said
like
that
ending
like
a story, though.
Yeah.
if he didn't write, he's like, I probably would beat my wife. I'd probably be mean to my kids. Like writing
Yeah.
keeps him sane.
Yeah.
So he has, and his publishers are like, sell it. Like they don't have to put out everything that he writes.
Right. But there's,
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I got to say about all this so-called home runnerism and shit. I get what you're saying, but straight up, the guy that you think is such a good writer, whoever you are out there, can't write as good as Stephen King.
oh yeah, for sure.
He just probably can't. So like, yes, he's gonna have some. He's gonna have some books that come out where it's just like, I don't like this, but it's still a professional quality piece of writing.
Nah,
Right.
Terry Goodkind's. No, Terry Brooks. Sorry, Terry Brooks is a way better writer than Stephen King.
Well, there's a lot of writers who are going
Well,
to be
yeah,
good.
no
better.
one's. Everyone
like-
doesn't have to be the best writer of all time.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, fine.
he's still like Stephen King's still a really great writer.
He's
and
also so like 80 million more books than Terry Brooks has.
Well, I thought that's probably Terry Brooks' fault and the fault of his publishers who are not marketing his books properly.
That's probably true too.
Yeah.
Well, but his books have a bunch of dragons in them, and Stephen King books
No
have
elves.
57 Chevys.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about appeal,
Yeah, and
that's how it
that's
breaks
one of
down.
the like criticisms. Like there's that Simpsons episode where they kind of made fun of Stephen King, and there's the whole toaster. Now it's a haunted toaster.
Yeah.
and people criticize that like being able to make a haunter seem a toaster seem haunted isn't dope.
Right.
Like that takes
Right.
a really great writer
yeah.
to convince you. Holy shit, there's something in that toaster. And
Right.
is this toaster gonna kill this guy?
I mean, Cujo's literally about a chick and a kid in a car on a farm,
Yeah,
and there's a dog.
they're trapped in a car.
outside.
That's it.
That's it.
And it's amazing.
It's really good.
For my money, like, because I literally am a sucker for a backstory. I want to know everything about everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those people, like, I read J.K. Rowling's, like, blog and stuff about, like, where she puts up her notes about all the Harry Potter, like, secondary characters. I know Lavender Brown's whole life story, and nobody even know who the fuck Lavender Brown is.
I mean, I
Right.
Yeah.
I don't either.
She's the well. Anyway, I won't go. I won't go into it. I won't bore your listeners. But like, so I don't mind that like he'll go on and on about a character and then like 2 pages later kill that person. Or,
Yeah.
like I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Or like in The Stand, he like describes. What's her name? The old black lady, like going to get a chicken, like walking 2 miles to get a chicken, then walking 2 miles home, then plucking the chicken, like the entire process of killing a live chicken, including the walk to go get it.
But that like you said, like as far as backstory and character
Yeah.
development, that kind of thing is really important in those stories. Like
Yeah.
that character you're referring to, that kind of sets up
Yeah.
like what kind of character she ends up being.
Yeah.
So it like people like it's kind of a catch-22 where half the time people are like, oh, well, how come if this happened, how come I didn't see this happen and this happened and this happened? And it's like, do you want your movies and books to all be 4 hours or 8,000 pages?
Right.
Like sometimes you just have to assume some shit.
Yeah.
Like on 24 when people were like, he never stops to eat. Motherfucker, I've gone a day without eating.
Yeah.
Like, it fucking happens. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you would not eat food if you were worried that the whole country was going to get blown up.
Yeah.
Why isn't this guy stopping for a sandwich? And so
But,
yeah.
like he drinks coffee, and I feel like that's what most people with stressful jobs usually subsist
Yeah.
throughout the day on, mostly coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't show
But they
him
don't never show him taking a piss.
they can't show him smoking all the cigarettes, he's smoking during that day, and that's gonna curb your appetite.
Right.
So yeah, Stephen King. That is
Yeah.
my pick.
That was a great
Ed,
pick,
what do you
buddy.
got next?
Okay. This one, I don't want to go black to black, so let me go. Let me go. This is my choice.
Black to black.
This is my choice. George Lucas.
Nice.
To me, and you know what? I say this. Me and Klee's relationship, it's heavily George Lucas influenced. Like she loves George Lucas's products and what he's made and the things from his imagination. She has read the expanded universe books. So much she knows so much about Star Wars, and I know I knew as much as a regular consumer
Right.
knew about Star Wars. So, and then when the prequels came out, obviously I was shattered like everybody was. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bore you with that, regaling you about how everybody was so mad. Fuck that. The point is, all you fucking cocksuckers make your own fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
You make your own fucking movie, and you fucking fuck around with it as much as you want. You put Jabba in there. You put Jabba in the sink. You put Boba Fett on a boat. You, whatever the fuck you want to do when you make a fucking movie. When you make a phenomenon, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. And you can hire Hayden Christensen, and you can do whatever the fuck. You do what you want because you did it.
Yeah.
And I was one of those people who was just so like covetous of his thing. I was so this is my thing. His thing that he made with his mind was
Right.
mine. And he didn't do it the way I wanted to do it. Midichlorians are dumb. Yeah, midichlorians are dumb. You know why he made them motherfuckers? Because he did it. Because he's
Right.
the guy who authored the fucking shit. So fuck you. You
Yeah.
know? And I think like
Yeah,
nobody,
fuck you.
I just feel like nobody looks at it from that perspective. Imagine if you made something and you couldn't if anybody out there is an artist and you noodle around with your picture for like 72 hours 57 hours, a week, 2 months till you get it right, just right. And then you look at it a week later and it's garbage.
Yeah.
Right? Because you worked all that time, but you still think it's stupid because you have the time to remove. He had that with a cultural phenomenon. So, of course, he was going to go back and try to make little tweaks that he could make or whatever.
Yeah.
But people hate on him so much, and they hate his reaction to selling something like that. When you're sitting on an empire like that, I have no idea what it feels like. Hopefully one day I might, but I don't think so. So, but just imagine sitting on an empire like that, and now somebody comes along and says, we'll pay you a bunch of money to just give it to us. We'll manage it. You don't have to worry about this anymore. We'll reverse mortgage your fucking shit, right? We'll give you money for you to just give us your shit.
Yeah.
And he took that deal. And it was probably great at the time because he's like, man, fuck these losers. They think I can't even do my own shit good anymore. I'll get all the money, suck my dick.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, afterwards when he said that white slavers comment and stuff, people were reacting that he's an asshole for saying something like that after he sold his shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's human shit, man. You can't let this motherfucker be human with his bullfrog neck. You can't let him be human, and white slavers, whatever.
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
Right. Jar Jar's kind of a drop the mic.
Yeah.
He sucks so bad.
That's true.
So the only thing I will hold against George Lucas till the day he dies is Jar Jar.
Yeah.
But everything else is negotiable to me, man.
Yeah.
I think he's a genius, and I just want to wrap up with, I would harass Klee about how much George Lucas sucked and how much she'd wasted her life liking a bunch of shit that was just a bunch of space garbage. About that. 'Cause I like Marvel Comics, so that's way headier, right? So it's way headier, it's way smarter. And I was just kind of a snob. And I started, over the course of our relationship, I really started looking into George Lucas, and I looked at the novelization version of Star Wars that he wrote at the time that Star Wars came out. The brilliance of that toy deal that he made with those people who didn't have any faith in his thing. He made the toy deal. He's fucking brilliant and visionary on a level people can't imagine.
He's the Puff Daddy of epic filmmaking.
Yeah.
Because like Puff Daddy, people like deride Puff Daddy. I should have put him on my list. But people deride Puff Daddy because like especially like, when he was at the height of his powers in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. And I was just like, but Puff Daddy's a marketing genius.
Yeah, he is.
And that's really his true talent. Music is secondary. Dancing, not even a talent of his, even though he's dancing. But he's a marketing genius. He packaged hip-hop music in a way that had never really been packaged before, even by a company like Death Row, which precedes his label.
Yeah.
Which precedes Bad Boy, but Death Row was sort of built around an image, but he every star of his had a niche, and they had a place in the music industry, and I feel like George Lucas sort of did that, and then he marketed the fuck out of them. He was one of those first rappers to let his rappers do commercials and do Sprite commercials and Gap ads and all that shit.
Yeah.
You mean make them accessible to everybody?
And make the music accessible to everybody so that everybody had something they liked. And I think
that's what George Lucas did.
Yeah, it sort of did the same sort of thing with his toys and the
I got to be honest with you.
Stuff.
I blame it on the Benjamins.
That's good. That's good. I get it.
I get that reference.
Klee, what's your next pick?
Okay, so we're starting to get down more to the less. Oh, actually, I'll pick her first and then we'll do the two monsters last.
She's not wrong, by the way.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
People I don't think she's quite as hated as she was at one point, but people still don't like her for a number of reasons that, where she came, how she started on Disney or Nickelodeon, whatever the fuck it was. And then the complete 180 degree flip to her current image.
Right.
Especially with her album from 5 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is about Miley Cyrus that makes her she's not worthy of hate is A, bitch can sing like a motherfucker. Bitch can sing.
That's true.
Sang.
Sang.
B, she's still pretty fucking young. She sort of suffers from Bieberism, from sort of the Bieber syndrome of acting like being weird and doing some problematic things or exploring herself in a way. But like, I mean, when you're a person as famous as Miley Cyrus and you decide that you want to be sexually fluid or you feel like you are sexually fluid, that has to play out in the public eye for the most part.
Yeah, there's not a lot of choice.
There's not really a lot of choice. And so, yeah, she did a couple problematic things, maybe fetishizing black women's bodies in a way that was a little bit uncomfortable for some people. I didn't really have a problem with it because she gave big bitches jobs. Like, big old BBW black women dancing around at the MTV Music Awards earning like $500 for the night. Like, thank you, bitch.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, those women weren't
Probably more than
she
500.
didn't enslave those women to dance with her. She hired them. So, like, how is that a problem? Like,
Yeah, that's a great
and
point.
everybody that's ever that's ever discussed, like, and she also hired like a couple of midgets, and like, there's that show on TLC. What?
Little people.
Yeah. All right, that's what they call themselves. It's called like Little People, Big World. That's one of the shows. Like, that's what I said.
Well, it's not
No, you
called
said
midget
midget.
people.
Oh, whatever. Anyway,
She didn't even know she said midget.
whatever.
But yeah.
But like, I mean, they all like super. Like, there was one of them that one of the little people that she hired like went on to be a contestant on Dancing with the Stars because she got her own reality show,
That's so cool.
and she was a dancer for fucking Miley Cyrus on her tour, and she was just like, fucking think that, like, she didn't exploit me. She gave me a fucking job. How the fuck, like, they hire us for elves every fucking Christmas. What's the difference?
Yeah, no shit.
And I think
They
that
could hire children, but no, they hire fucking little
I think that she gets a
people.
bad rap for being a teenager.
Yeah.
Because think about if somebody was judging me or you guys off of the shit we did when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
If
When
the
you were
whole
19 years
world
old and the
saw
dumbass shit you did?
You did you at your worst moment as a teenager, you would look
You
like
mean
a fucking terrible person.
The time I fucked
Yeah.
a Snoopy? Yeah.
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 Like
Wow.
all of the
Well, yeah, but
Confession hour.
Yeah.
you know what? You
It's a
know what
different
though?
podcast.
I think what people hate Miley Cyrus for a reason that they can't articulate, and that thing is, why is it that youth culture and so-called youthful people get to be considered the same as somebody that's like 40 or 50 years old?
Yeah.
They're on the same level. We judge Miley Cyrus the way we would judge a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
because just cause.
Yeah.
And there's no way, but we celebrate youth culture so much and they sell youth culture so much because if you think about it, young people are the people who buy shit. I ain't bought shit other than a movie ticket or some kind of weird, comic booky sort of thing in a while. I don't have other interests. I don't have so many interests. But put it this way, teenagers have so many interests, you can get money out of them every week for some dumb bullshit. You can't get money out of me every week for some dumb bullshit. You just
Right.
can't. So, and that's what so anyway, all I'm saying is people hate that. They can't articulate it. They're not going to rebel against it.
I'm not
but they
going to
hate
judge
it.
her or judge somebody like Justin Bieber. I mean, they're starting to get older, but as you notice, like the older they get, the less shenanigans these people get
Right,
into. Justin
right,
Bieber hasn't been up to no bullshit in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus hasn't done nothing crazy except for wear weird shit in like a year and a half or 2 years. Like, we haven't heard about Justin Bieber crashing up no Lamborghinis and stuff, and it's not because his publicists are hiding it. It's because
Yeah.
he's 24 years old now.
Any person who has that kind of success at that age is
Yeah.
going to have that moment
Yeah.
when they're growing up where it's all going to get really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
And,
no rules.
Yeah, and some people, like Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber to some extent, seem like they got through that.
Yeah.
And some people, like Lindsay Lohan, it seems like maybe kind of didn't. Like,
Yeah.
she's still, she's still around, but she's not like...
But I always defend those people because it's like they live in a world. You know that scene in The Matrix where the little kid is trying to tell homeboy there is no spoon?
Yeah.
That's how they live. That's
Yeah.
their real life. You want 50 gallons of fucking pudding put into a fucking pool right now?
Done.
It can happen.
Yeah.
When you live that and you're 16 or 15 or 13 or 12, you're going to grow up fucked up. There's no
Yeah,
way.
for
And
sure.
it's when
Yeah.
it's getting through it that's the key, though. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
if they're 45 and still doing crazy shit, well, okay, go
Yeah,
ahead and start
if
judging
they're
them
still out
Yeah.
here living like Charlie Sheen, that's when you can be like,
I don't think
all
Corey
right,
Feldman
Tiger
ever,
Blood. Like,
I don't think Corey Feldman ever grew up.
No,
And like, yeah,
definitely
some of
not.
them, like, they don't. Like, Corey Feldman never grew up. Charlie Sheen never really quite grew up. And they all started really young. Charlie Sheen started acting when he was 17. Corey Feldman started when he was fucking 6.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber went from literally being raised by teenage parents to being the biggest pop star in the world in the span of like a year and a half when he was 13.
Right.
Like, and his parents were 16 when he was born. That's what other people don't remember. Think about. His parents were. He is the child of teenagers.
So nobody raised him.
Nobody raised. It was a child raised by a child who became like the biggest child star ever since fucking Michael Jackson, probably. As far
And I'm
and then,
lucky he didn't burn a house.
Yeah, like we're lucky he didn't kill people and just been like, I could be like Donald Trump and shoot somebody in Town Square and get away with it. Like.
Would have been a neat turn, though.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's just because he's Canadian and that helped him reel in.
Miley Cyrus. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
My next pick, this is, for some reason, I feel like this is the most controversial one on my list, and it shouldn't be. Adam Sandler. Here's the thing. For one thing, kind of the same thing as Stephen King, where, yes, there are a lot of really terrible Adam Sandler movies, but a great Adam Sandler movie is really fucking great, and they do happen. Like, even with the Netflix era, there's a lot of garbage in there, but Sandy Wexler's pretty good. Like, it's more of a dramatic role. He's really great in more dramatic roles.
Yeah.
But he's someone, he just puts out so much that we have a lot, like, there's some stuff he's put out that's just indefensible garbage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
That 6, whatever that.
Yeah,
that
what was it called? The
Ridiculous Six. Yeah,
Like
that movie. I was so mad. I made Ed watch it, and then I was like, I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah,
That
was bad
you were
times.
really sorry.
People forget that they were quoting Adam Sandler songs for their entire childhood.
Right.
Dude, I say fuck me in the goat ass.
I still
till
say that.
this day.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got such an expansive body of work that, again, there's going to be some garbage, but there's some really great, not just like movies he's made, but like acting performances. If you've never seen Reign Over Me, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Go see
fucking-
Adam Sandler in
yeah.
that. That's a 100% dramatic role.
That
It's
was his
a
Oscar shot.
Yeah, he should
I
have
wish
gotten
he
nominated
had
for an
gone
Oscar
a
for
little,
that.
I wish he would or had or whatever gone a little bit more in the Robin Williams vein and skewed that way more often than he skews towards comedy. Like, he keeps trying to put out these like frat boy style comedies, which I mean, his good ones are fucking great. Even the ones he just produces are really great. I fucking love Grandma's Boy like a motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But-
Grandma's Boy is funny as shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, I wish he would skew take more and more of that, because I know he gets the scripts. It's not like it's not for a lack of fucking motherfuckers trying.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Right.
and because I think that would allow him to get away with a lot more of things like the Ridiculous Six in a way that doesn't make you be like, come on, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam, dude. Oh.
Yeah, but he's, I just think, and also I think part of the reason he puts out all of these really kind of weird, shitty, kind of rushed comedies is, from everything I've heard, he's also one of the nicest people
Yeah, he's just trying to keep his
in
friends
Hollywood,
employed.
and he really does keep his friends employed.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a really
Has
consistent
David
cast.
Spade been in
Yeah.
anything that
Exactly.
wasn't an Adam Sandler movie?
Like,
or Nick
there's-
Swartzen, or
I mean,
fucking-
lately.
or
I mean, lately.
There's
I'm not
people
talking
in
about,
Adam Sandler movies that I just know as that dude
Yeah.
that's always in the
Yeah.
Adam Sandler
like the
movies.
guy, like the star of Grandma's Boy is in
Yeah.
every, like, he literally has been in every single Adam Sandler movie, including shit like Rain on Me and Anger Management and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
Like,
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm telling you, those guys, I wish I had that college experience, but I had a little bit of it. And those guys, when it's 2 a.m. and he's got a glass and you're beatboxing and there's a boombox and then some guys are coming in and they're hitting chairs and stuff and you're making a song. Those guys, you want to employ those guys forever.
where was that
Yeah.
metaphor from now?
I don't know, but the bottom line is those
I
guys who did that something weird and dumb like that
Yeah.
can bond you for fucking life.
Yeah.
You're in a dorm and
And-
you have to make a little song.
And I get that, he puts out so much and some of it's shitty, but like none of us, if given the chance, if someone was like, hey, we'll kind of just put out any movie you write, we'd be like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to write a lot of movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like-
yeah. I mean, and the fact that I know a guy who knows a guy who writes some of that shit. And
Uh-huh.
it's just like, it's a gig for this guy. This guy's life has changed because Adam Sandler wants to make a movie every 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would love to be down with
Yeah.
that shit. I would,
Yeah.
So yeah. I think we're skewing on the side of people who employ people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We just trying to keep our friends.
like Lex Luthor, you guys.
So yeah, Adam Sandler. That's my third pick. Ed, what is your penultimate next to last pick.
All right. I tried not to do it. Okay, here. Okay, here's. I'll save the best for last, in my personal opinion. But this one is very vociferous. Tyler Perry.
Nice.
Tyler Perry.
I saw that on your list, and I was just like, he ruined Star Trek for me.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
and
wow.
That's your problem.
He was in
not-
Star Trek?
Not
The
his
2009 movie, yeah.
Which one?
The first Star Trek reboot movie.
Oh.
Problem. Yeah, he wasn't wearing a dress, so you didn't recognize him. But here's the thing.
I still wouldn't recognize him. So we're clear.
Well, let's see. And see, that leads into what I need to say about him. Tyler Perry is not white people famous.
No.
And it is something that a lot of white people hold against him.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that. I fucking despise that. Because it's like, you know, when some Bollywood motherfucker is big over there, I don't get personally offended. You guys need to like, you know, Eddie Murphy or Martin Lawrence or someone else that's black from the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I don't get upset that they like, you know, my man Sunkreesh Bala. If Sunkreesh was the biggest guy in Bollywood, I wouldn't hate on him. And I just don't understand this weird, you got to be famous to us, motherfucker. This superior garbage attitude that a lot of people have about Tyler Perry. That sucks. I also don't like black people semi-cooning talk about, I don't like Tyler. I'm not one of those people who likes a Tyler Perry movie. It's your way of telling white people you're one of the good ones. Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh.
Shut your fucking mouth. That's what you're doing when you do that. You're
Have you
telling
ever
white
tried to
people
watch a Tyler
you're one of
Perry
the
movie?
No, they're horrible. But here's
But that would actually be my question to people on either side who
I was gonna
just
say-
immediately dismiss Tyler Perry movies. For one thing, like I get you see the movie poster and it's like that looks like the most ridiculous bullshit. Those movies, in a lot of cases, especially the Medea movies, they're kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like they're
I
kind of
saw-
depressing.
I
Like,
saw Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I had a Mexican girlfriend who made me go see Tyler Perry. That's another reason I gotta laud Tyler Perry. He's not just famous to black people. He's famous to people who are downtrodden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Mexican people go to those
Interesting.
movies. The theater I went to, it was in Van Nuys, of course, but there was like 60-40, maybe 70-30 Latinos to blacks, and two white couples
Right.
that were in there to see this Tyler Perry movie, and the place was packed.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I've
it's like-
never seen it, so I've seen any of his stuff and know nothing about him, so I have zero.
Well, and you
opinion.
know what? I don't
Like,
even
literally zero.
I don't even care about the quality. That's another thing I think we're talking about right here. When people can make a lot of shit, fuck the quality.
Yeah.
If they can make a bunch of shit, they've made a machine that they can make so much stuff. Why are you concerned about what the quality of it is?
Well-
if people like it, then they're serving their audience.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm
Adam
saying.
Sandler has an exclusive deal with Netflix, so he's serving some audience.
Yeah, arguably, Tyler Perry's, I mean, not even arguably, Tyler Perry's very successful.
Oh yeah.
They sell well. He makes lots
His
of money.
movies actually do really well at the box
Yeah.
office, especially
Yeah.
for how little money he spends. making
My
Exactly.
mom loves him so much.
Really?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
my mom
Your
fucking
mom loves him?
loves Tyler Perry movies.
my aunt and uncle
the
love
Medea
Tyler Perry.
movies specifically.
Yeah.
Right.
It's I think she likes Medea movies, not necessarily
Right, no, yeah.
Tyler
I
Yeah,
don't
Perry
because some
think
of Tyler
movies,
Perry's
yeah.
movies are a little like some of his dramas are a little like okay.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah, his dramas are actually worse than
Yeah.
his
They,
comedies.
they definitely
yeah.
are. I saw the one with Janet Jackson where it was like, why are we married? Or
Yeah,
some
they're
why
shit.
did I
very
get married?
heavy-handed.
There was
and-
Well,
one
yeah.
I saw. It had. I just the main thing I sort of really remember about it was that Kim Kardashian is in it. But I was like watching it, and it was like about like this woman who gets raped, and then she ends up working in an office with her rapist, and her fucking boss won't fire. Like she's like, but he was convicted of my rape, and I was here first. Like, and her boss is just like, but he's the best. And it's like, it's like some
So
crazy
you mean the most realistic movie ever? Because that would for sure
They
happen.
filmed that on a bunch of GoPros.
And I was
At
just
an
like,
actual
this
office.
movie is like almost traumatized. Like talk about trigger warning, and then
That's crazy.
but let's say was that well, okay? And
That's actually a really
that
ballsy
part,
thing to put on the screen. Let's be real.
Well, but
Yeah.
you know what? But that part leads me into my argument, which is that you know what that sounds like? A Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
Guess who they don't make Lifetime movies for? Black people.
Right.
yeah,
So again, he's serving an audience.
Yeah.
So anybody capably serving their audience, I cannot fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, to me, not only is he a pioneer that employs a lot of people, we're on the employment tip in this place.
Right.
You know, he employs a lot of people, which is awesome. He has made peace with his cross-dressing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Tyler Perry likes to cross-dress. I don't know if he wants to be a woman, but I think he enjoys it. And I think he found a way to make that a billion-dollar business.
Yeah.
You guys out there have a bunch of psychoses.
Yeah.
Make it a billion-dollar business and we can fucking talk.
Yeah, there's something to be said for turning, like a weird quirk or incident in your life into a billion-dollar business. Foreshadowing alert.
Right.
You think I can do that with my chin?
Why
What?
was
Oh, I hate my chin.
You have a beard. You can't.
I use my
you
beard
can't
to
do
hide
that
it.
joke while you have a beard.
yeah.
You have to
What's wrong with your chin?
leave the
have
room
no
and
chin.
shave and come
And then
back.
I'll-
You have
and
a
then-
small face and head.
That's
though.
that'd be the worst prop comedy
Now I have
ever.
another insecurity. Thank you.
Small
So
face.
your chin should
yeah.
be.
Tyler Perry.
So yeah, Tyler
That's a
Perry's
good
my
pick. Klee, what's your next pick?
All right. So I actually picked 6 people. 2 of my remaining choices are widely
just do
considered
it.
monsters, and then my third choice. I think I'm gonna
You
go.
only
with-
get 2 more.
I think I'm gonna cross off one of the monsters and go with this person, just because I do think the hate for him it's completely undeserved, and that's Jaden Smith.
Oh yeah.
He's like I think I've sort of picked a couple of children. He's still a fucking child. I don't even think he's quite 18 yet, or maybe he's just now 18, possibly 19. I can't remember how old he is. I'll have to Google that. But Jaden Smith gets a lot of hate. I think because reporters quoted him as though he should be speaking on things that a 14-year-old who's a 14-year-old's opinion about school. Of course he's going to be like, I don't think school is necessary. What 14-year-old is going to say, no, you know what? School is for everyone. No.
Yeah.
His parents basically homeschooled him and schooled him with their lifestyle, because they travel and all that shit. So he was just like, I didn't need school. I'm like, well, if your parents are billionaires, though, you don't necessarily need school,
Yeah.
And I like that. And that quote haunts him to this day. And it's been 3 or 4 years. And he said that when he was 14. And I think, and his sister, to a lesser extent. And I just don't judge a child. If everybody got judged based on the way they acted when they were 15, we would all be fucking,
Right.
we're all monsters.
Yeah.
And I think he's funny. I think a lot of his Twitter is him.
Yeah.
Because his Twitter is insane.
Yeah.
But you can tell a lot of it, especially there's a video that you can find online of him quoting his own tweets.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the way he's delivering these lines that he knows he's fucking with people
Yeah.
Right.
pretty hard. And it's why not? He's what the fuck else does he have to do?
He's a teenager.
Everyone else is on Twitter telling us bullshit.
Yeah.
Go on and tell me about dolphins not having eyes or something or whatever the fuck.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
at least he's
and
doing
I think he's also,
something different.
There's that whole sort of meme-ish type of a thing of black girl magic, black boy magic, and he's on that black boy magic tip.
Yeah.
Of being just free and stuff. And we don't, I think I think society at large and even the black community on an insular level don't like it or are put off by when a black person is so far outside of what there's the stereotype of what we would think of what most black people are we're either supposed to be stoic and hard or thugs or scholarly we have these roles that we've assigned ourselves and he's out here being a fucking butterfly and nobody likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, Prince got a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
revisionist history with Prince.
Yeah.
Where people are
Yeah.
oh, I'm the biggest Prince fan. It's motherfucker, you're a Purple Rain fan.
Right.
Yeah.
And after
Yeah.
Purple Rain, you were why can't you make another Purple Rain and also put on a man's shirt?
Right.
Or- and
Prince
even
got
before
a
Purple
lot
Rain.
of that. Yeah.
And everybody everybody loves Purple Rain. Purple Rain is his Thriller. And then but then they hate on him well that nigga was wearing eyeliner and wearing heels.
Right.
And women's pants and not giving a fucking still banging all the bitches for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
And there's a lot of well, he was banging all bitches. Yeah, but what did you think about those purple high heels though? And no, everybody forgets that's what he was wearing.
Yeah.
He was short.
Yeah. And he looked great in them.
Yeah. He pulled him off because he was one of those people.
Well,
like,
there's
the clothes don't make me. I make.
Well,
the
there's
clothes.
another one with Jimmy too. Jimmy, a lot of people will tell you, a lot of black people specifically will tell you, I was always down with Jimi Hendrix. If you were alive in 1966 and you were black, you liked fucking James Brown or somebody cool.
Yeah.
You didn't like some weird looking left-handed fucker with a kind of a bad weird voice doing some bluesy, just chunky guitar shit. You did not like that.
Yeah,
you
with
did
his
not like
scars.
that. You did not like that.
Yeah.
And he just blew up, and then all of a sudden, the wind cries Mary, motherfucker. That shit's great.
Yeah.
I did.
love it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're white, so in 1969 you would have loved Jimmy.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, by the
for
way,
you.
I'm gonna defend Jaden Smith on Karate Kid.
I was just
I don't
gonna.
give a shit
I
what
haven't
anybody else
seen
says.
it, but I've always heard really
Yeah.
good things
It's
about
fun.
his Karate Kid
I mean,
remake.
it should have been called the Kung Fu Kid because Jackie Chan was teaching him Kung Fu, but that's fine.
Minor plot hole.
And he's a decent actor. Like he's not the
He's
greatest
fine.
actor. And
Yeah.
but
well,
I
people
think,
hate
and I
on
think
him
he'll get
from
better.
nepotism too.
He's pretty
Yeah,
as hell.
and it's a nepotism thing. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he looks like Jada.
When he's an adult, he's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Well,
He
he's
looks
almost
like
Gonna be a
Jada.
looker.
Yeah,
Well, no, I think people hate, but again,
he has a chin.
part of what would make me defend him is that, like, again, why is it that like a lot of celebrities' kids are okay, but Jaden is bad? It's like,
Yeah.
fuck you. The fact that the generational wealth that's about to happen with Jaden Smith threatens some people.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah, for sure.
And Willow.
Yep.
And then nobody talks about Trey.
Oh yeah, poor Trey.
Yeah, that's because
The Tito of
The
the
Jul-
fucking.
The Julian Lennon of that operation.
They will when he stabs somebody.
No, by all accounts, like Trey is like, I want to be a lawyer and get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah.
That's fine.
So Jaden Smith, that's a good pick. My next to last pick, Ed mentioned earlier not wanting to go black to black. Let me go triple white with Tom Cruise.
Oh snap!
yeah.
That's a big one.
We talked about it.
We talked about
Because
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is one of those things where even with the Scientology stuff, that's awful. Like Scientology's
Scientology
bad.
is evil, yeah.
But to some degree, they got Tom Cruise really young.
Yeah.
And if anyone
We could
has
thank Mimi Rogers for that shit.
if anyone can look at their life and go, well, I'm a Scientologist and I've been following it since I'm a kid, and look what my life's like, it's probably Tom Cruise. So
Yeah.
Yep.
he can be forgiven to some extent for being part of that brainwashed group of people. Like he's
Well,
not.
On top of that, I don't know if you know how Scientology does stuff, but he doesn't really know all
Right.
the crazy shit that actually happens to other people.
Yeah, because
Right,
he didn't
right.
have to go through like CCAP and all that.
Yeah.
They put the celebrities on a different track, and he was already a celebrity when he
Right.
joined Scientology. Although he was a young celebrity, but I mean, his first wife got him
insulated.
into that. But he was still well known. I mean, I think it was just like maybe a few years before Top Gun,
Right.
But he was still well known, and his first wife got him into it, and she's like, I regret that shit. I should have never have done that.
Yeah.
because she's not in it anymore. But but they got him when he was like 24, and his older wife, because she was older than him by like
Right.
10 years, was like, "No, this is awesome. You should totally be into this."
Yeah.
and
So
and
it's-
then it just sucked him in, and then they put him on that celebrity track.
Yeah.
and they don't know that like they enslave half their fucking
Yeah.
congregation or whatever the fuck.
And then when you take the Scientology stuff out of it, holy shit, is Tom Cruise fun to watch in a movie?
Yeah.
I
Like-
mean, I love him in Tropic Thunder. That shit is fucking hilarious.
That is
God,
one of the best comedic performances
Yeah.
Yeah.
since the fucking turn of the century.
Yeah.
It was so fucking
And
funny.
I don't think anyone even knew he was in that movie.
I didn't know it
you
was
didn't
Tom
know.
I had
Cruise.
no
like, Yeah,
idea.
with the way they marketed it, you didn't know it until you saw it at the
Right.
end. Like,
And
and
then,
even
like-
then you went through the whole movie like, is that Tom Cruise?
Yeah, and
And
it was
apparently he asked to do that.
yeah, it was amazing. Like that character was so great. Edge of Tomorrow is such a fucking amazing movie.
That is literally
I
one
would
of the
watch
best
Edge
movies
of
I've seen.
Tomorrow
watched
every
it.
goddamn day.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking
That
great
movie
Ed's
is
watched it
so
like a
good.
Mission Impossible 1, 3, Ghost Protocol, and then what was the other one? All of them besides
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
They're literally amazing.
He's just, he's a really good actor, and he makes
Yeah.
really good movies.
Well,
and
we were. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like of all the people that we're able to separate their maybe questionable private life from their work, Tom Cruise is the one who kind of maybe is near the top of the list of people who deserve a little benefit of the doubt,
Well, I
just
mean,
because of the like. There's some degree to which he's a victim of that also.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like people get on him. Like me speaking on the one thing that I think people could say is super bad about him. There's that story about how the chick that's starring in Quantico right now was basically groomed by the Scientologist people, like, and
be his
given
wife.
to get to be his wife, and like given to him, and then he like rejected her, or she rejected him, or some weird shit happened, or she couldn't go through with it, it wouldn't be his wife or whatever, and left, and all this weird chicanery happened because she left the church because of it, and all this kind of jazz. And I'm like, okay. If I'm famous since I'm fucking 17 or 18, really, and I can't just go out and meet some bitch. Like, I'm Tom fucking Cruise.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Pickle Rick. I literally,
Yeah.
I'm Tom Cruise. I can't just walk out in the street and go, hey, baby, do you want to go on a date? Because the answer is always fucking yes, because I'm
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And there's all these reasons why you're going to say yes. So if I'm famous as I'm 22, and these motherfuckers is going to organizedly get me fine bitches that are going to come with me, not hypnotized,
Right.
not fucking, Cosbyized. They're going to bring me chicks who are willing to capitulate with this weird fucked up system that's made me a billionaire.
Yeah.
Where's the fault in that? I'm sorry. It's hard for me to find the fault in that because she's not with him. Katie Holmes isn't with him.
Yeah.
It's obvious these people's hypnotism ain't very fucking good.
Yeah.
They can't keep bitches with Tom Cruise. Their hypnotism
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Their hypnotism must fucking suck. So when you look at the basis of the rest of reality, he is, or rather was, for a period between maybe, I don't know, 1999 and 2000 and maybe 13, he was by far the best American action star, period. And he might still be. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of taking
Well, I
some
would
years
say
away
you go
because the
back
most
96.
recent things are kind of, I don't know. But
Yeah.
he might be the greatest American action star.
He's great.
That's a big point,
Yeah, no argument.
Yeah, and he's a good actor. He's funny. He's fucking 50 and still in
And Rain Man.
phenomenal shape. Like he's turned in some really great dramatic performances. He's fucking turned in some great action movies. A few times like he's in outside of movies, or even like the one true comedy he's made with Tropic Thunder, and then other sort of his willingness to make fun of himself under the right circumstances.
Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
Not Tobey Maguire.
Jerry
Jerry
Maguire.
Maguire.
Toby Maguire's an
Tobey
actor.
Maguire.
Actually, Tobey Maguire might be one of the most hated people, actually.
Yeah. There's no defending Toby Maguire.
No, I agree.
But yeah.
I'm
Tom
going to go be
Cruise.
Spider-Man. Who's coming with me?
Tom Cruise. That's my
Who's got the webs?
next to last pick. Ed, what's your last pick?
Which one you going to go with? Oh.
The last person on my list is Kanye West.
Nice.
And I gotta say, man, we've been defending some pieces of shit up here, and I just don't count Kanye amongst them. I count him amongst some of the people who get sucked up into the machine. I count him amongst the people who, I don't know, they bought into a certain life after they got famous that fucked them up. You know who else belongs in that category? Tupac, most famous people, period. But a lot of revered famous people started fucking up when they got famous. Tupac didn't catch no cases till he had millions of dollars to beat cases.
Right.
So don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? So it's like people start to fuck up when they get famous. And I feel like he was one of those guys where you can't say he's not a genius, because anybody out here talking about, oh, he's dumb, he's whack, you've listened to one of his songs and liked it.
Yeah.
At least one, probably more like 4 or 5.
Or
Probably
you,
more
produced-
like
or
some
you
people
like
remember,
beats
like-
that he made.
yeah, or beats that he made on other people's shit. So exactly, you
He
danced to
produced
one of
R&B
his songs.
songs. He produced Brandy.
Exactly. So all I'm saying is,
Crazy.
like, when you look at somebody with that level of genius, and when me personally, maybe this is cultural, but I grew up in an era of hip hop where a motherfucker with a pink backpack doing a bunch of art raps about working at the Gap wasn't about to be no famous rapper.
Right.
That was not about to be what popped you as a famous rapper. And the fact, and when you go back farther than that, he didn't even believe he could be a rapper because they didn't like his voice and they didn't like how he looked and all this different shit. But so he made the beats. He made the beats, and the beats, like me as a fat dude, to this day, I don't beatbox. Because as a fat dude, they just gonna make you beatbox the whole time. Yeah, you go get to rap.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to him. He made so many beats. He made classic platinum beats for everybody, to the point where even if he did a shitty album, you could absorb the loss on it, and they still wouldn't give it to him.
Right.
So he had to get a shitty deal from his own record company that he made millions of dollars. He had to get the lowest level deal that they would give him. and put out his first record, and of course it goes gold.
And his first record, or his first real hit, a lot of people forget, his goddamn jaw was wired shut when he recorded it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of thing Kanye West would say on a song. He'd be like I could record a better song than you with my jaw wired shut.
Yeah, and it's
And
true.
he fucking did it right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. So like, look, I'm just saying, you look at that young genius who just knew all this stuff and was never given a chance. Probably in his early life, never given a chance. You're a little quote unquote faggot. You know what I'm saying? You're a little bitch. You like fashion. He liked fashion and art in Chicago in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
All right, come on. And so I feel like he conquered so much and got up to this super level of fame and shit like that. And they told him he couldn't rap. He made a platinum album. They told him he couldn't do it again. He made more of those. He surpassed all of the people he looked up to.
Yeah.
And then his mom dies in a plastic surgery accident because she's trying to look good for Instagram so she can go kick it with you and be famous too.
Yeah.
And your life falls apart. And next thing you know, you're married to Kanye. I mean, married to fucking Kim Kardashian, and you're all fucked up and you're screaming and you're overly medicated probably.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you have this avenues in fashion, so you start doing Gucci shoes and then a fucking Gucci TV station and whatever the fuck, all this bullshit. And you're famouser than you ever were, and you're overly medicated, and the mic is in your mouth all the time.
Yeah.
And you start putting your foot in your mouth. And you do it over and over again. And then you start trying to push through that and be the big dick in the room who could be good enough to push all that aside. And then it's just a snowball. Now he's in hell. Now he's meeting with Trump. He's got blonde hair like Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Shit's all fucked up.
Does he really?
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah.
And see that's what they talk about. Bring back the old, even Kanye raps about.
But who's mad at him for that?
Right.
Like,
Wow.
if you watch that and got mad, fuck you.
Right.
It's just
Because
like, if you watch that, it's all just really about Mike Myers' face being like, I can't believe he said it out loud, though.
And that did anyone see when Kanye was on, or Mike Myers was on SNL, I think with Kanye.
Yeah.
Not long after that, and they did this skit
Yeah.
where they're talking backstage and Kanye's like Mike Myers is like, hey, how's it going? He's like, yeah, man, I'm great, and can't barely paying attention. And Mike Myers is like, well, I've lost most of my jobs. I can't work. I actually can't go back to Canada, which is weird. And Kanye's just not even paying attention. He's like, yeah, okay, man, can we finish this later? It's so fucking funny.
Dude. But yeah, so Kanye is my pick just because, honestly, I can't think of somebody on all of these lists that conquered more. Even if people say, oh, he came from a middle class background. What, a motherfucker can't be middle class and get super rich? That's not enough of a transformation for you. So he came from the bottom, worked his ass off doing the non-glamorous part of music making, which is making the beats.
Yeah.
He taught himself how to do all that shit. He made mad beats every summer for 3 years, finally got good enough, finally broke through to be a rapper. And then he had a precipitous fall off. But when you climb that high, so I don't know how we earned all this hate.
That was so
He'll
convincing.
come back.
You're almost making me want to actually listen to Kanye.
Well, he's the textbook definition of a tortured genius.
Yeah.
Kind of. You can tell there's his head isn't right.
He's on that Hunter Thompson tip.
Yeah, and I feel like Kanye is someone we should more worry about and try to keep around.
Yeah.
Because he does contribute really great things in his fields,
Kanye's
especially music.
Kanye's like, what if Quincy Jones was really crazy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
You know?
Yeah. But he stepped on a little white girl's moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
a lot of
notice-
people don't like him because of Taylor Swift.
You notice Taylor Swift isn't on this list anyway. Klee, what is your last pick?
Okay, my last pick is controversial.
Controversy.
Is Mel Gibson.
Wow.
Wow.
I do like that pick, though.
Jeez, man.
Because here's my thing. I appreciate, and I'm one of those people who could separate art from artist.
Right.
So I still listen to R. Kelly, I still listen to Chris Brown, and I still like Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Is he a racist? Possibly, but
Possibly.
Have you heard that recording?
yeah, I've heard it. But I've said terrible things about all the races, so it just sounds worse coming from the mouth of a white guy. That has he backed up like the same? Like, I'm more scared for the people like those tiki torch carrying motherfuckers in Charlotte, because they're actually willing to go out and be like, I'm a fucking like, yes, white is might.
Yeah.
Whereas he was just like, you know what I mean? Like, he just says fucking like crazy shit that you would say about, like, the conversations that Ed and I have about other races are really fucking racist. But we have the benefit of not being famous and nobody caring enough about us to record the fucking shit that we say.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it and says it. It's how you act and how you live your life that really should do it. And I would say he probably has more of a problem with women, and I think that's his major issue, than he does about people like black people or Jews or whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I also can separate art from artists, because I don't think that those things should be intertwined. I don't like this outrage culture, that part of outrage culture of reviling somebody and never listening to their catalog or never watching their movies again. Because if you did that, if you knew the fucking darkest secret about every artist that you like, you'll never consume anything artistic ever again.
That's very hard too.
God
Because
damn, that's a great
Megadeth's
point.
one of my favorite bands, and Dave Mustaine is a maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You would like if you
I
knew
don't
the
wanna
darkest
support
secret
him, but
about
at the
if
same
you, like,
time-
and like what all we got was we learned a little bit about Mel Gibson's darkest secrets.
Yeah.
That's it.
By the way, I'm going to say this.
And he is
Lethal
talented.
Weapon,
He's
every
great.
single Lethal Weapon is good. I don't care what
Yeah.
any of you say.
He's a good filmmaker.
There's no
He's a
bad
great
makes good-
filmmaker. He's a fucking great actor. He's like, and I think, and by all accounts, like most of the people that have known him a long time still fucking like him.
Jodie Foster
Jodie Foster,
especially.
Danny Glover, fucking love the guy. Like I actually know Danny Glover well enough to have talked with him about Mel Gibson. He's like, Mel Gibson's a fucking great person. He's a great fucking human being. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah.
And he was one who, like, he sort of gave me the idea of like, if you know the darkest secret about every fucking artist that you love, you would never consume another piece of art ever again.
Well, and
Yeah.
on top of that, who knows what that situation was with that lady? Maybe he was so crazy and pissed that he was saying things that he knew would make her mad.
Yeah.
Like specifically make
Yeah.
her mad. Because I've seen fights get like that where someone's
Yeah.
like, I don't even believe this, but I'm going to say this
Because I know
so that
it's
I
the thing
know.
that'll hurt you the most.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
And I think he's on that Shia LaBeouf thing
That's
where he's
that's-
also a massive
Not that I
alcoholic.
excuse that, by the
Yeah.
way, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
But
Definitely an alcoholic.
but he was also trying to find, the guys with the biggest dicks to do the raping. So they said, "I'll." You know what I mean? Like he was trying. You know what I mean?
oh man, that makes me feel bad about laughing.
purely a
at that.
purely a pain thing.
Right.
He just wanted it to hurt the most. I get it.
Yeah, he was like, "I hope you get by a pack of."
Yeah.
And he was trying to make it hurt in his metaphor. So like that doesn't mean he doesn't like black guys.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
would it
just,
have been better if he was like, I
was
hope
r-
you get raped by a pack of men, but like Asian though, so it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Mel, no. Why
That's
did you
more
say that?
racist.
Yeah.
That's worse.
I hope you get raped by a bunch of men with micro penis.
So like,
So that you
Mel.
barely,
It's still
not only is
traumatizing.
it violating, but you won't even feel anything.
Oh, Mel Gibson. That's
Yeah, so I separate the art from the artist. I will fucking love Lethal Weapon and especially Lethal Weapons 1 and 2 and a bunch of other movies
That's
until the
ballsy.
fucking day until the day I die. So,
All right.
there's nothing wrong with it. Just like I hope he gets help. Just like Shia LaBeouf. I hope they fucking get help. Like
Yeah. That's a
it.
good.
That's like
and Payback.
Payback's really
is
great.
arguably
Payback.
the best Mel Gibson movie in
Yeah.
history to me. It's amazing. He does all the heavy lifting in the whole movie, and he's
Oh,
wonderful.
don't discount Greg Henry though. I love Thunderdome too. I watched Mad Max Thunderdome. Like I'd watch
Yeah.
that movie every fucking day if it wouldn't make Ed kill me.
Mel Gibson. That's a good pick. All right, my last pick. If people follow the things I do online, they probably see this pick coming already. Kim Kardashian, for so many fucking reasons. First of all, fuck you. How many people have had sex tapes released? People are like, oh, she just did a sex tape and got famous. You know how many people had sex tapes released that didn't get famous? Almost all of them. You know how many of those stories end in fucking drug addiction and death?
Yeah.
And Playboy, which she did immediately, and people are like, she was in Playboy. Yeah, cut to the fucking chase.
Right.
Like, that's where that story was
Get in
going.
Playboy when we want to see you in Playboy.
Right.
Not when they've got
When
to
Playboy
airbrush you 6
still
ways from
sold.
Yeah.
And it's like people give Kim Kardashian shit for living off daddy's money. Daddy didn't have fucking money. Daddy, when he took over, when he joined the OJ trial, hadn't been a lawyer for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like he just did, like he was an inventor, basically. And he wasn't rich. They weren't rich. They're not living off his money. She's living off her money.
Yeah.
Money that she produced from having a fucking sex tape with Ray J. Ray J.
Who I also
What's
like.
Ray J doing right now? What did he do?
Have you seen Ray J's version of Coldplay's Clocks, though? It's really fucking
Who
Nope.
is Ray
And you
J?
know why? Because he's not Kim Kardashian. But if Kim
really good.
Kardashian put out a Coldplay cover, we'd all fucking see it.
It's really good.
And I don't get when anytime an article is written, I don't get the people who show up to an article about Kim Kardashian immediately get in the comments and go, what does she even do? Motherfucker, that's what she does.
Yeah.
She gets you to show up and ask what she does. And she has made an empire, not a business, an empire out of that. And we're supposed to be mad at her. Her family fucking fled the Armenian genocide
Yeah.
to get here. Can they have some credit for that? For like, it's like, I don't think anyone gets more unnecessary hate than maybe Obama. Like, Obama might be the one person who I'm like, really, you fucking hate Obama this much? And it's like Kim Kardashian after that. Like the degree to which people hate her.
Well, she basically took
it
the Paris
seems
Hilton model and then just elevated
perfected
it.
it.
Because Paris Hilton, like, she did live off daddy's money, but
Right.
she also flipped it and was like, and then I'm gonna make my own money. Her and Nikki were like, we're not gonna, like, she literally hasn't. Paris Hilton hasn't touched her trust in 15 years because she earned so much of her own
Right.
money just fucking being Paris Hilton. She fucking pioneered that, and Kim was like, "I'm gonna thank you for opening the door, bitch. Now here I come.
Well,
and
I mean-
I'm gonna
I mean,
fucking
but
make,
that's
and then I'm
the
gonna bring
thing.
all my.
I'm also going
and
to
I'm
point
gonna bring
this out.
all my
She is
sisters with me.
hot.
just
Yeah.
beautiful.
But
She's like, I'm
here's
gonna bring all my sisters with me.
well,
Yeah.
and my
Paris,
trans stepdaddy and
well-
my mama.
Paris Hilton is Dr. J, and Kim K is Michael Jordan.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You know,
And you know, they have a reality show. People forget they kind of pioneered that version of reality TV. It was sort of them and the Osbournes.
Yeah, which I
right.
love. I
Following
love
the family.
Osbournes.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
that
you're right.
thing where they just, all right, we're gonna go about our business just as we do every day, and these cameras are just following us, and this is what happens. And people get mad that it's not 100% authentic, but then they also get mad when there were rumors going around that they were going to bring cameras to Lamar Odom's bedside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
Like, do you want them to be very, very real about it? Or do you want them to kind of accept the fact that they're just making a TV show? And I mean, she's not the president. Like that, like you don't need that kind of transparency out of her. You can also just not give a fuck. And
That's
like,
what I've
yeah.
been doing.
and like,
It's
well,
very
that-
easy
I
to
think
avoid
she's
the
hot.
Kardashian.
I don't really care about I've never seen any of her
And-
shows. I don't care about it.
that too, even the argument where people are like, I don't like her voice. I'm like, why the fuck do you know what her voice sounds like? Like, what are you doing listening to Kim Kardashian? Like, I'm not saying
I don't know what she
she's
sounds
like,
I sort of do.
I don't think she's a power for bad in the
No.
world. I don't
No.
think she brings negative to the world.
I will say that she's actually might even be a power for good because my
Well, yeah.
understanding is she gives to a shitload of charities.
Yeah.
She gives to charity. She's like,
And she's also like brought body positivity to the
Right.
forefront.
she is a strong
Well,
female figure.
Okay,
And people hate that.
I gotta say one thing on that. On the female positivity tip, though, I'm not gonna contradict a woman about that. That's some whack shit. I'm about to mansplain to my girlfriend about body positivity on Kim Kardashian. But I have seen people have some authentic hate for her that I kind of agree with, in that she got these skinny little legs and she's got this big plump ass, and it's like, normally that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does.
Normally it doesn't
No.
happen.
I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, it
as
does.
well.
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen it happen, but
Not
it ain't-
not to that
it is not
degree.
common.
I
Not,
can
A,
intro-
not to that degree, and B, not to that shape.
I can
I've definitely
introduce
seen-
you to
Yeah.
I've definitely seen some wide, fat
Especially
butts.
in the Armenian community.
I've seen some wide, fat
There are a lot of
butts.
fucking
I've
Armenian
seen
bitches
some
built like
wide, fat, not round, not bubblicious butts and stick legs going up into them. But honestly, the most often that you see a big round butt, you see thighs under that butt. That's the
She
most.
does have thighs,
That's
though.
how it
She
happens
works out.
most of the time. Oh, she
work
has to
out.
work out.
She wears those
And
those
she did,
Skechers
like, and
shape
she
ups.
I've seen
famously
a lot
on
of
her
chicks
show
say
did-
that she's got
had her
super
butt
ass
x-rayed.
injections. A lot of chicks say she's had super
But
ass
even
injections.
then, why can't Kim Kardashian have some ass injections?
Yeah.
Like
I don't
there's
give.
so-
I don't
like,
give a fuck.
She's
I'm not
definitely
looking
had
at
lip
her.
injections, right?
Like cosmetic surgery is such a huge.
I think she's mostly had her
thing,
nose
and-
and cheeks. and
Yeah,
shit
well,
done.
you know what? I think that a lot of people have a problem with beauty icons that aren't actually as beautiful as they're cracked up to be, and they
Which is
love
weird.
these ones that are beauty icons where it's just like, look at my fat roll, this one tiny fat roll I have. Look how positive I am. You know, it's all a sharp. It's 3-card Monty anyway.
But you're also out of your mind if you think Kim Kardashian's fat.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
she's
yeah,
not
no.
even
You get-
remotely
Do you get mad at
fat.
geniuses who actually go to college and do something with their genius? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, you wanted to get educated with your high IQ? Fuck.
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
You do that shit organically.
Yeah, people have been making money off the way they look forever, and I
Yeah.
don't. I just
I don't have a
get
problem with that, by the way.
Everything, almost
Marilyn Monroe had her nose done.
everything people get mad
Yeah.
at Kim Kardashian for is
other
just
people have done to a greater degree.
people
yeah.
do it to a greater degree, and she's just. I feel like there's just some sort of resentment in that they don't know how she did it, but that's not a thing to be mad at.
I mean,
Like,
first of all,
it's-
there have been people who are famous for being famous since like we started celebrating anybody who was well
Yeah.
known. Like not everybody who's famous is famous because they're an actor or a scientist or whatever the fuck. Everybody ain't got to be Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Bank
There-
robbers used to be famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are. I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, there were socialites who were famous. Like hundreds of like fucking Nikki Hilton's fucking father or grandfather or whatever the fuck. Nikki Hilton. Like Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton's grandfather Nikki Hilton, was famous for fucking just being a fucking whatever the male version of a socialite is. I love that
Right.
they don't even have a real fucking word for that. Talk about the patriarchy.
Yeah. Good point.
Well, who
Like,
the fuck
and
wants a
he
bunch of
married-
dudes kicking it in the
and,
park?
like-
Nobody.
And he was just the heir to the Hilton Hotel fortune, and he fucking married Elizabeth Taylor. That was like the only reason why that trickle down fame even
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton wouldn't be famous if their fucking grandfather hadn't gone off and fucked Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah. So that's my last pick, Kim Kardashian.
It's a pretty good one.
All right, we got to let's get to cutting, and then we can get the poll put up. This is a long episode, I think. I don't
we're
know
talkers.
when. I don't know when it exactly started.
Yeah, we
but
pontificate.
all right, who wants to do the first cut? Ed.
I want to cut Miley Cyrus because I think she sucks, and I don't like people's famous kids. And she sucks, and she sucks more. And plus, I
Because she
personally,
sucks?
I personally
Well,
also was
famous
very
kids? What about
offended.
Jaden?
I was personally very offended by when she decided to be a wigger for 5 minutes. I know that every
She just
teenager.
likes
I
Juicy
know
J
that.
a lot.
Fuck that. I know. I know that every teenager, besides like 4 in Wisconsin or Iowa somewhere, are wiggers for 5 minutes. I know that every teenager does that, but I'm sorry. Her particular one was in public and magnified and had millions of dollars riding on it, and I just don't like that.
It's a good point. Klee, who do you want to cut?
Fuck, I hadn't even given this name. All right, I want to cut Tyler Perry. Because as much good as he has done as an auteur, I also think he puts out a lot of his films put out a stereotype of black people that I personally find damaging and problematic. I mean, like there's a lot of coonery type of behavior, especially in his comedies, that I'm just not 100% with being out there to the degree that he puts it out there because he's so prolific.
Yeah.
Like if it was just Meet the Browns, I'd be fine. But it's Meet the Browns.
he's met-
it's
he's
House
met
of
the-
Pain.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Medea. It's all of it.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'm just
he's met the
like-
Browns like 4 times. So
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? That well is dry, boo. It's dry.
What am I gonna cut? What? That's very dehumanizing. I'm sorry to all these celebrities. Who am I gonna cut?
What am I gonna cut?
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut Shia LaBeouf. I just he's the person on this list. Maybe aside from Jaden Smith, whose body of work I just care the least about, including Guy Fieri, which I know is weird, but I just feel like he adds, and I also know that it's weird that I feel like Guy Fieri adds some diversity to this list, but it's how I feel.
The only non actor besides Barack Obama.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Ed, who do you want to cut next?
I think that I want to cut Barry Bonds.
I can see that.
Yeah, because I think that one thing that people would say about Barry Bonds if he got busted juicing and he was a great fucking guy was that guy was a great fucking guy. Yeah, he got caught juicing. So he's a great fucking guy.
Yeah.
But he was such a shitty guy.
He was kind of a piece of shit.
He was such a shitty guy.
Nobody defended him. They're all like, yeah, fuck him. He
No one brought it up though. No one brought it up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So he's such a shitty guy that it kind of fucked up how hard he got fucked on the PED thing.
That makes sense. Klee, who's your next cut?
I'm gonna cut Barack Obama.
Wow.
Jeez.
Just because I still believe he's more loved than he actually is hated. So I don't necessarily believe he even belongs on the list.
Interesting.
Maybe by more people, by the popular vote, I'm sure you're right.
But the Electoral College disagrees.
Actually, no, the Electoral College totally agrees. He got everything.
Yeah.
He crushed.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's really easy for me. Everyone listening at home or in the studio, play along with me. In this political climate, I'm going to list some names. Tell me which one you think I should cut. Ben Affleck, George Lucas, Kanye West, Guy Fieri, Jaden Smith, or Mel Gibson. I feel morally obligated to cut Mel Gibson from that list.
Yep.
Because I cut any other white person, it's like, you like the Jew stuff, don't you? That's why you left Mel on the list. So I have, as much as I think The Beaver was a really, really underrated movie, I got to cut Mel Gibson. I'm sorry.
I think that's a good decision.
Damn, you made a pack of cuts right there.
Ron Swallow, who are you saving? These are the 6 cuts: Miley Cyrus, Tyler Perry, Shia LaBeouf, Barry Bonds, Barack Obama, Mel Gibson.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
What?
Obviously.
That seems reasonable.
Of those guys to save, that's
Yeah, right. Of those guys to save, that is a.
I mean,
what if I was like,
if the
Mel
building
Gibson?
is on fire? If the building is on fire, you say Barack Obama. For the purposes of this list, I don't know.
Well, there's people who receive undue hate.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I think Barack Obama trumps up. Trumps is that
The stuff you got to come up with to hate him about is like,
Well,
oh
you
man.
gotta dig deep.
I know he improved the economy by literally 70%. I know.
But and I love how they say like, well, most of those were government jobs. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what?
Are they still working?
So what?
Yeah.
So what?
Unemployment
Job-
was down to 4.3%. Thanks.
Yeah, my mom
From 10 when he got it.
my mom
People
paid-
get excited when Trump wants to bring back coal jobs.
Yeah.
right.
That's worse.
Oh my god.
How about you teach people how to work with robots?
Yeah.
Because
Or
that's what we're
guys,
going to
just-
all need to do.
Or transfer all those coal jobs and just teach them take that same skill, green energy. It's like literally the same.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
this is my problem with all this bullshit. Okay. You know where solar panels are, guys?
Yeah.
Solar panels are on the tops of shit in the fucking sun and the fucking summertime. Some stupid asshole is gonna have to go up there and bolt those shits down. Is that gonna be a smart person? No. that's going to be a coal miner type motherfucker
Yeah.
doing that.
Who
So,
doesn't
yeah.
have to get crushed by
Right.
and get lung disease.
Right. He's going to get melanoma like a regular person.
And if he wears UV protection, he'll be fine.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. In the world where when we go to Palm Springs, right? We saw a bunch of those wind turbine things. You think some genius goes out and checks and makes sure all the bolts are on that fucking thing? Some guy with a GED does that, and he's happy to fucking do it.
All right, the poll is up now on our Facebook Live group. If you're a subscriber, you should know how to find it. But if not, I'll put a link in the YouTube comments. So you can go there and vote. Klee and Ed, I added you both to the group already, so you can go online and vote if you would like. Ron Swallow, I think, is in the group.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to vote.
I'm going to go in and vote
Go and vote.
for
This is the most exciting part
all
of it.
my stuff is what I'm going to do.
So you can vote for more than one?
You can vote for multiple things. You just can't add your own picks to the list. And we will leave this poll up for how long? What should we do? 3 minutes? Let's do 3 minutes.
I think 3's fine.
3 minutes works. And while we do that, who are some people that almost made your list that you ended up not going with at the last minute? Because for me, I mentioned that one of my picks was a replacement. I swapped Stephen King at the last minute in to replace Gwyneth Paltrow, who that's a hard one to defend.
Fuck Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
Paltrow.
it's the thing is, there's
Guys, geez.
you can defend her in like some of the things she's gotten shit for, but also it's such a like, what's the consequences of the world hating Gwyneth Paltrow? Like, who fucking cares?
Right.
I don't care if people hate Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
She's, don't name your kid Apple. You're asking for it.
I don't mind what she named her fucking kids. I mind that she's just like...
She's telling women to steam their vaginas.
No, you know what she does? She eats like this piece of like kelp that your body can't digest, but it's all she'll eat for 3 days. And then once she starts, and it's like literally like a long piece of kelp that she just keeps in her fucking mouth and eats a little bit on for 3 days until she starts to poop it out. And then she just pulls it through her whole intestine system, and that cleans out her toxins. And she's just like, it's a great idea. As though...
It sounds dope.
Also,
I want to try.
she says
I want to try it.
toxins. Toxins are a thing that don't exist. She told people not to vaccinate their fucking kids. That's a danger.
Is she an anti-vaxxer?
Absolutely. That is a danger to society.
I didn't know she was an anti-vaxxer.
I didn't know she was an anti-vaxxer.
She's
I
anti-vaxxer.
I think that'd be more well documented.
Yeah.
No, she's absolutely.
Damn, you doubled down. Absolutely.
Now I have to
It's in
look
the
it up, though.
Constitution.
Well, that's what we can do for 3 minutes. Look up and make sure she's an anti-vaxxer, so we can agree with that part. But yeah, the whole jade egg and the snatch, she's just like doing a bunch of chick pussy shit.
But it's just like,
Yeah.
but here's what she does. She waits till she poops it out, and then she pulls it out of her asshole.
That's the part that I find really fascinating.
And like it goes through all her esophagus and all this shit. And I'm just like, bitch, that's not tenable.
Like if she had a Kickstarter and one of the levels was pull that thing out of my ass one day, I'd pony up a couple grand for that.
Well, I'd make sure I
doesn't
brought
make
my
no
truck
fucking
and I'd
sense,
wrap it around
bitch.
them truck nuts and I'd drive off.
We got another 30 seconds left in the poll.
But yeah,
I just refreshed the page.
what-
Barack Obama making an impressive performance. This is not turning out the way I expected, but it's interesting.
I saw one thing. One person on my list that I was about to put on there was James Cameron. For many of the same
James
reasons.
Cameron is a piece of shit. I saw him push a child. I did.
Well, what was that kid doing?
Nothing.
Oh,
Cutting
okay.
through the line at the Malibu Fair, and the kid, there was like a long line dissecting the two halves of the fairgrounds, and this kid was going to go through the line and go to the other side, and he was like fucking 8 or 9 years old. James Cameron literally mushed him in the face. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's fucked up.
Me and my friend that I was with were just like, did we fucking just see James Cameron push a goddamn child?
Well, to me, but to me, to be fair, that's some Larry David shit. I mean,
He was gonna push for cutting in line at a a fucking fair.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
But he wasn't even cutting in line. He was just bisecting it to get to the
Okay.
ice.
You've never pushed a kid on accident? Who are you, Jesus?
No, it wasn't no
You've
accident.
never accidentally mushed a kid in the
He
face.
mushed him in the face like that.
But
I like how Ron looked up like he knew he was about to have face mushing demonstrated on him.
Dude, all I'm saying is,
Oh shit, we let the poll go too long.
Oh no.
We have to announce our winners. Here
Yeah.
we go. We refresh. And number 5, Adam Sandler. Number 4, Guy Fieri. I did not see that coming. Number 3, Ben Affleck. Number 2, Stephen King. That should be Kim Kardashian, but it's
Affleck
fine.
was the bombing Phantoms, yo. That's my favorite comment ever.
And number 1, our winner, Ed Greer, Barack Obama. Take your trophy.
Woo! Yay!
Oh, he gets the trophy.
Give
gets
us
the
a
trophy.
speech, Ed.
I only have 5 left now.
Well, thank you guys. This means the world to me, and
It damn well better.
I'm glad that I picked well because it is true that he was hated, and it's true he was hated for some bullshit.
Yep.
So I'm very glad that he won this.
Yeah.
This was from you, Barack.
Are you
This
going to
was for
send it
you.
to him?
That motherfucker got too many trophies. This is mine.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. This is a good episode. We should wrap it up. This is really long, but what do we have to plug? We have the next Unpops live show at the Alex Theater in Glendale, September 20th. Greg Edwards is going to be there. Connor McSpadden, Keith Carey, Travis Clark,
Aw.
all kinds of funny comics. I'll be hosting. It's going to be a damn good time. Come out to that. It's free. Starts at 7:30. Please come. We need your
For all my
support.
booze, I love Greg Edwards and Travis Clark. Especially.
Greg Edwards is so fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, your lineup is fucking dope.
That's a
Yeah,
killer
we had
lineup.
Lori
Yeah.
Kilmartin headlining, but she had a conflict, so now I have to find another headliner.
Well, you're gonna give an extra special guest. That's what
Yeah.
you say. Extra special guest.
extra
To
special.
be announced.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be a
still,
good show.
Fucking like those 4 are just fucking awesome. Keith
Yeah.
Carey's a fucking murderer.
It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, so if we're signing off, I'm Ed Greer, and you can check me out at Ed Greer Destroys on all social media, and at Nerd Goat Podcast on Twitter, and because that's me and Ron's
That's
podcast.
our podcast.
I'm on an episode of it.
Yeah,
Go
James
listen.
Bond. You
It's
kicked ass.
Bond.
Dude, and you have so far, you have the second most approachable choice of anybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people went deep cuts, which is good because
Yeah.
we're trying to fill a niche. You know, if you want to talk about a deep cut character, that's cool. But we talked about James Bond with you. We talked about Spider-Man today with our guest.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we
We got Batman and Green Lantern.
yeah, Batman. Yeah, so we're in and out of the tops and pops.
Yeah. Nice.
I think I figured out who my nerd goat should be, so that I
Ooh.
can finally do an
I
episode.
can't wait.
Yeah, cool.
Klee, do you have anything to plug or anything? Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Klee the Pimp. Please follow me. I would like to finally break 1,000 Twitter followers.
Yes, everyone go follow Klee Wiggins. Get her over 1,000.
Yeah, she's
get me
awesome.
over 1,000. I think I need like something 200 and something odd more people. And look out for my Beachbody infomercials. Because I help write infomercials for Beachbody.
That's
hilarious.
amazing. All right, let's get out of here. Ed, say goodbye.
Bye.
Ron Swallow, say goodbye.
Bye.
Klee Wiggins, say goodbye.
Adios.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you. Say goodbye to the live stream, everybody.
Bye, live stream.
Bye.
I showed the.